Sword of omens, give me sight beyond sight.
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
Wednesday. Wednesday. Wednesday.
Zorro meme.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, for the love of God. Oh, my God.
Shout out to Don for all these twans. Fuck.
Sean and Don. These are all for Sean. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome to this week's B2P. Thank you for joining us. Big shout out to the pilot of the week, the one and only Print Lab FPV. Woo! And before we get into it, we just got a couple birthdays. The one and only Stinger Swarm. Happy birthday.
OG.
Steve Plew. Happy birthday. Motherfucking Tyler Brennan from RDQ. Happy birthday.
Shit. Man himself.
And last but not least, we got Rotor Bob. Happy birthday. Woo! Fucking horns. Here, a couple more for Sean. There we go. All right, what up? And guess what? This week we got Matty Bluntz joining us. Let's go.
Hey. Let's go. Matty Bluntz in the motherfucking house.
I think I broke the horn button this week. It feels good. You know what it is? It's all the horns we missed.
Working for
it's
sure.
all the horns we missed last week. I had to make up for it. You know, like
a word.
Yeah.
Definitely. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you guys have a good
day,
turkey day?
Meal day. Whatever you want to call it these
great.
days. Good, man. Did you guys see family? Did y'all just hang out?
We were this close to having almost all of the generations of my remaining close family here, but my sister, one of my sister's daughters wasn't here, and my sister couldn't make it. She that day, but she came a couple days later. So we came close, but we had a lot of family here. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, we did the crap. Like my wife's family's fucking huge. Like we did like my family came, like my mom and my sister and her family. My wife's family comes, it's like 50 people.
Holy shit.
We had 62 people at this
holy shit, we didn't have that many.
turkey festivity. Oh my god, it's crazy.
Matty, do you do anything big or small or?
It was small. It's always super small. My mom doesn't like to travel on Thanksgiving, so we do something like the weekend before or after. It was like before this year, and then like something with my girlfriend's rents on the day of, which is only like a half hour away, and it's usually just them and their grandparents. Super chill.
Nice, man.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Greg?
Yeah.
You have a big one or a small one or anything?
Nope, pretty much small.
Yeah.
Just chilled out. No different than any other day.
Right.
Well, for me, up until, recently I was in NYC living solo. So like I would sometimes go to friends and have Thanksgiving, but like generally didn't.
New York thing to do is to eat some Chinese food, bud.
Rah, 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 rah. So Christmas story shit up in there? I do that at Christmas for sure.
Yeah, that's what you do on Christmas, New Year's.
Is that the Christmas thing?
Yeah, Christmas story. Chinese food.
My dad lived in New York when he was a younger man. That's what he would do.
Mm.
Lived in a Jewish neighborhood. It's like we all get Chinese food on Thanksgiving Day.
Some people don't, do a whole lot of anything on Thanksgiving, which is cool. Some people,
Yeah, no,
I don't really view it as much of a.
Yeah, when it was just
thing.
before I was married, it was not. No, it was like my immediate family was just like 4 people. We just eat turkey stuff,
Spagoo says, I got Italian, 13 cousins, total 30 Thanksgiving with 4 courses.
Jeez,
Jesus Christ.
4 courses, that's awesome. I always make food. Like I fried a couple turkeys, like
Going
some
on, Brutal.
monster turkeys, man. And I was full before I carved them. Like
I had, dude, this year I'd many years I would just show up and just start eating deviled eggs. It doesn't matter if they were out for eating yet or not. I would be eating the deviled eggs, bro. Like fucking.
And then nobody saw Chad for like 2 weeks after that to give him time to air the fuck out.
I love some deviled eggs, bro.
Yeah,
By the time of year, somebody might consider eating 15 hard-boiled eggs in one sitting.
I mean,
not me, but
give
somebody.
it to me in a bowl of ramen, and I'm all day. Give me 20 of those things. But deviled eggs, you can keep.
What's up, Donnie? Risco in the house.
What up, everybody?
Yeah, what's up, chat? Y'all have a good Thanksgiving?
Did you guys do anything for the holiday?
Yeah, so, I mean...
Fried turkey is bomb.
Unfortunately, Asylum wouldn't have had Thanksgiving. He lives in Australia.
Okay. Well,
They have to.
Everyone else is just confused about why we celebrate.
Yeah, why does America kill a bunch of fucking helpless turkeys every year? What the fuck?
And then they look at what it's all about, and then they're like, "Well, wow, that's pretty grim."
It's so grim.
It really is.
It's pretty crazy.
There's no reason to celebrate Thanksgiving, in my opinion.
No
But, hey,
way.
to each their own.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Well,
only
you know what? Any excuse to get together with people I don't get to see every day, especially people I love. Give it
I
to
get
me.
that.
I think the reality is in many, especially in this day and age, a lot of families don't see each other enough, and when you have that, regardless if you really give a shit about the actual holiday, it's the opportunity to see those people you care about.
Yeah.
It kind of,
I totally
so
understand.
I agree.
It's certainly not about the fucking reason the holiday
I
exists.
can't throw a rock
Bullshit.
without hitting somebody in my family, so it's just, like I said, another day.
yeah, my mom's got a huge family, and since they've kind of spread out over the country. We all used to live in Ohio, so every Thanksgiving it'd be my aunt's house or one of my aunt's house. Huge, massive family get together. All the family was there, and then everybody kind of split up over the years, and we don't do it as much. We don't see them as much, unfortunately, because a lot of people can't travel and shit. So, yeah, Christmas goes off for us. Oh shit!
Yeah. Let it go off.
No cap.
So Spagoo's killed 3 turkeys this year. Fuck yeah, get them, bud. Were they delicious? They delicious turkeys.
With your bare hands, or how'd you do it?
Do you even have
If you
those?
did it with your bare hands, I need video for this shit.
Are there
just
turkeys in
cat.
Australia? I hate to ask a stupid ass question, but are there turkeys in Australia?
There's emu.
I mean, I know that in fucking cassowaries, and she could fuck up and
Yeah.
kill a cassowary and eat that
Dude,
motherfucker.
a turkey
You
will
better-
kick your ass too.
Yeah.
Not quite as badly as a cassowary, though.
Yeah.
Fucking- or even an
The
emu.
lead turkey will definitely come and drop kick you.
I've
Literally.
never fuck with a cassowary, but
Don't ever fuck
I'm
with a
just saying,
cassowary. That's
you
like
better kill it.
a
If you can't
cassowary
kill it, it got you.
is a modern day velociraptor, without a doubt. Like, there's the motherfuckers will fucking lay you open.
I mean that's what I see when I'm looking at a turkey too. So
I mean,
I live
turkeys
where-
are no
I live
joke.
Where I see
You're-
fucking turkeys
turkeys
all,
are no
all
joke.
over.
I mean their feet are crazy looking.
It
Yeah.
wasn't until a couple of years ago that I first realized that turkeys actually fucking fly. I remember
Yeah.
I was flying my drone and I saw this big ass fucking bird. Was it a fucking hawk? Just leap from the fucking ground and up to the trees. I was like, yo, what the fuck was that? I
It was
looked
a
again,
turkey?
and that's like a 30-foot turkey up in the tree. Holy shit.
Turkey is kind
It
of
was then I
overrated.
realized that they
That's
actually
because
fly.
you hadn't had me cook it, homie.
It was like the Mothra of
The Mothra
Dude, that thing was
turkey.
mean, dude.
Fucking kaiju turkey. Fucking hell.
Donnie said, "Fuck your turkey. He's a glazed ham dude."
Hell yeah.
Oh, I don't dig on swine.
I would fuck up some glazed
Bacon,
ham.
Yeah,
yes.
Fair
You
with the
done.
turkey.
Bacon,
I'm a swine
yes.
connoisseur.
Ham,
Snout the fuck
nah.
the tutor, buddy. Let's
nah,
go.
bro.
Lay a few dead animals on my plate and I'll eat it.
I'll fuck with some bacon. I don't fuck it. I'll eat ham, but I don't like ham as a rule. I would rather have turkey.
It's not the best part.
Yeah, no, it's not at all. But
Bacon's great.
bacon's awesome. The pork belly is
Pork belly's
probably
good.
the most
Yeah, pork
expensive
belly is
piece
good.
of pork you
Especially
can
when you get it
get,
like
in my opinion.
you get pork belly in Asia. It's fucking it's a whole nother level. Like fucking
Bro.
Taiwan or some shit, bro. Like crazy.
Oh, you did collect
Crazy.
that deer you hit with your truck, Spagoos? I remember you messaged us and you're like, yo, I just hit a deer. I was like,
Don't even go
I've
on
never
those
seen one
monster
fly
eagle.
that long. I've never seen him fly more than maybe 100 feet, let alone.
If it's dead, it's in my mouth. Yeah, dude, could you? I mean, how does one hunt a cassowary? Like,
I mean, with a gun.
Yeah, from far away.
well, I mean, when the Australians tried to kill emus with machine guns, they failed. So I'm not real sure about the cassowary.
Dang, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
no,
have you never
wars,
heard
go look it
about
up.
the Great Emu War? We've talked about it all the time because every time we have this conversation, this is fucking
The emus win.
the emus
Emu
won
War?
the Emu War. Yeah. Dude, they were literally shooting the fucking emus with a machine. And this is old school machine gun. Like one dude had to hold the barrel on his shoulder while another dude is back there cranking the motherfucker, or however it worked. And that's how it shot. It was like
Yeah,
one
that's
dude.
why they
just-
lost the war.
Yeah.
but no,
He's
it
the
wasn't
old school
even. It wasn't
Gatling
even
gun.
that though, bro. They were hitting the birds, but the fucking birds have no vital organs that you can hit, and so like they're all fluff and bullshit.
Yeah, it's
so they
all
would
protection.
just
Yeah.
riddle the
It's
birds
all
with
protection.
holes that didn't actually do anything, and the bird would just blah 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 blah, blah run away, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're fast, hard to hit, and indestructible.
That
Turkeys.
sounds like fun.
It is funny. It's just a fun. There's some really good cartoons on YouTube about the subject. That you can get really baked, do a couple dabs, watch some Emu War cartoons. It's good
I have.
entertainment.
It's pretty funny.
They lost the freaking Emu War. Yeah.
They haven't recovered since either.
I love you guys. I hope you guys are good and doing good down there.
Down under.
Isn't this their
Down
summer
under.
season?
They would be going into summer as we go into winter. Yeah.
We haven't gotten to winter yet. It's
Yeah.
still like spring.
So,
somehow.
That kind of blew my mind that winter doesn't come till late December.
Been 20 fucking degrees here, except the other day. Like yesterday was like 60, and then it's back to 20. I don't. Fucking,
Solid
Oh, yeah, dude,
51
it's-
degrees right now.
Dude, my poor fucking shrub and shit,
Definitely getting
my
big.
roses and shit have bloomed like 6 times in the last 2 months. They don't know what the hell to do.
Risco says, "Yeah, it's fucking winter now." I tend
Weird
to agree.
how Risco isn't too far from me, and
Where does he live?
he isn't like he's in Connecticut. I'm in
Yeah.
Massachusetts, and
Okay.
it's warm as fuck here.
Connecticut's gonna be. Yeah, it's not snowing there.
What's it like out by you right now in
It's not
Pennsylvania?
snowing yet. No.
It's
You-
been mild as fuck.
You get any of that
here, too.
lake wind though? Do you get any of that lake effect shit from
Oh
Lake
yeah,
Erie?
it's windy. It's
Yeah.
been windy as shit. Yeah. Well, a lot of days like it's been almost okay to fly if it wasn't so windy.
'Cause you're kind of just a bit southeast of the lake, but that's the way that whole path works. Because like when I lived in Sandusky, like Sandusky from about Sandusky, Ohio, east and up and to just that whole lake effect shit was the worst, man. It was the
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah, I'm 100 miles from the lake.
I'm enjoying the warm weather right now, but I also know that it means in January, February, we're gonna get fucked on with snow.
Yeah, no, and that's what's killing me too. Because like I should have some fresh packs Friday. I just got a new fucking GoPro. I'm getting the cine rigs going. Fucking getting all
That
inspired.
think's fucking battery heater bag.
The what? Oh, I already have one. Yeah, yeah. That was.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
You
a
ha-
good idea. I need to get one of those.
You have to have
I
it.
film the fort this
If-
year when it snows.
Anybody in everybody in NYC that flew regularly, me, Kaio, Tech, everybody, we all had fucking ethics bags. They were the best things ever. The only way
Well,
you
see
could-
what we
I have
did
one of those. It's nice.
before that, and I still do because I just I have a plethora of fucking hand warmers.
Uh-huh.
I take 4 hand warmers and throw them in a battery.
Eat
bag.
them and I mean, you could
That
probably
and it works just as well.
you could probably get a fucking small cooler that is also holds heat, you know, like and fucking eat a bunch of
Definitely,
hand warmers in there.
Yeah,
And
I think that's what it is. It's probably a repurposed food heater. Like
you can
that's all I
buy.
use is just a lunchbox, basically, like a little small, tiny cooler that you can fit, 20 batteries in.
You can make your own. You can get the little. It's just basically a little PCB, and you just fucking solder a couple wires to it. Maybe get a Beck if you need it, and fucking a switch and how you want to light. I have an old 6S 4500 that I just bought to charge packs with. No, it's bigger than that. 7500. Sorry, and you would use that to field charge shit. And so I just use that, and I fucking will keep all my packs fucking toasty all day. Hand warmers are cool, Trinity. What's up?
no, they're
Yeah,
warm.
They are warm. Man.
First sandstorm for the year. Holy fuck! Doing some Burning Man down there. You're near Perth, right? Probably does. You guys probably do some Burning Man shit down there. I don't know, man.
That depends.
Sandstorms are no
How
joke,
much
man.
sand comes in? Do you have to shovel the sand after?
Matt, do you
'Cause
ever,
that
Matty?
would be the deal
Matty, are you a burner?
I am a burner. Yeah.
Bro, the fucking sand out there, that shit's a whole nother level.
It's not even sand. It's like
It's the dust.
I've been to Burn
Yeah,
Man, dude.
it's
I want to
silt.
go to that so
Yeah,
fucking
silt.
bad.
It's like silt.
Silt?
It's like
That's what it is?
super fine, and it'll come like there'll be a whiteout, a complete whiteout of that stuff will happen with a windstorm. Will make this like dust storm happen, and you have to have like goggles and like full respiratory something, or you have to be inside a
something.
shelter,
Right.
Or
When's the
it'll
last
take
time you went out there?
It's nasty stuff, man.
2017, 29. I don't remember 20. One of those.
Hell
I
yeah,
think
man.
20. No, I don't remember. I think 17 might have been the last one.
You have a
I've been
red
out there,
out.
like,
Get out to one of those.
I've been out almost 10 times though. I started going in 09 and I went to.
Were you there during that one that man decided he
I
thought it was
was
a good
at-
idea to run through?
I was at that one, yeah.
Could you imagine if it rained sand like it does in a snowstorm, and you walked outside, you had 6 feet of sand in your front yard, and you had to shovel your way out, dude?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord. No shoveling sand.
Red
You
out.
got the red outs.
You should bring your FPV drone if you go again.
I did
I guess some
bring
sick
an
shit.
FPV drone
Oh, you
last
did?
time. Yeah, I got a
Do
pretty
you have any
decent.
video of it on your channel?
I don't know if it's on my channel or if it's on the channel before I started my channel. I don't think I had my channel when I went last time.
I think that'd be dope.
Let me dig it up.
Fucking
Yeah, that would be
sandstorm that drops 6 feet of fucking sand drifts. That would be.
Jesus. that
Okay,
would
no
suck.
shoveling sand. I guess that's a plus. I mean, there's one thing I hate is shoveling fucking snow. Nothing like fucking manual labor in the middle of a storm and not
When
getting
it's
paid
fucking
for
20 degrees out.
it. You're like, this is the hardest work ever, and I'm not fucking getting paid for nothing.
No, I tell you,
Fucking-
the worst of that shit, dude, was I was in
Ice storm.
Michigan, man.
Mixed in there.
And these motherfuckers would come and plow the fucking parking lot in my apartment complex and then just fucking completely snow your car in. Like,
Mhm.
pack that shit in. So you
That's
wake
the
up
issue.
and you're like, oh, fuck, I'm right on time. This is going to make me late because I'm
I
a
think I have to
Southerner.
do like fucking the foot of my driveway like fucking 50 times throughout the night to keep my fucking driveway clear.
Jesus.
Because the plows like to come up and down the road and just push the fucking snow right back into my driveway. It's fun.
Boo.
Oh, let's see what time is it. Okay. A couple news things. We'll talk to Matty
that.
and
That sounds metal as fuck, Asylum.
what is in the news? What's going on out there? What did we miss in Thanksgiving? Oh, I mean, did we
Well,
air
the
unit?
air unit's out.
03, yeah.
Air unit, 03.
There.
Who's ordered the 03 in the chat? Anybody take the plunge? Oh, have you ordered one yet, Matty?
I have not. I don't
got
have
one.
V2 goggles, so it won't do me any good.
I know Ace is full ordered a kit, goggles and O3. I talked to him actually last night about that.
My O3 should be here on the 5th.
And I was gonna say, Greg ordered an O3. You said it's gonna be on the 5th. What's that?
Nice.
That's next month, Sunday or Monday? Monday.
Monday, yep.
Sure.
I don't know if I'll get it built that same day, but definitely.
I'd take it
hope I
slow.
can get it.
That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, look, there he is.
I don't even.
Look, speak of the devil. Ace is full. Goggles and one O3 ordered so far.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know if I even have a frame that'll fit the camera.
Holy lurking, bro. What the fuck? Ace is full in the chat. How you doing, Pat? Good to see you, man. Fucking it's so I do recommend anybody who is getting an O3 is make sure you watch JB and MadTech's latest shit just so you're up on all of the quirks of it. There's definitely some
the binding isn't
quirkiness.
straightforward.
If you have any interest in rooting V2 goggles, do it before you update any of this shit. Otherwise, you'll lose the ability to root your goggle, at least for now. That doesn't mean they won't come up with a new route down the road, but for now, multitasking word. But yeah, so that's just one thing I would put out there is if you have any interest in playing around with the root hacks and some of that stuff. Now, one of the good benefits is obviously as Betaflight or whatever changes their OSD, root hacking could potentially be ahead of the curve in terms of making those features available in OSD rather than waiting on DJI, because those guys hacked Betaflight OSD before DJI put it in. DJI does have canvas mode though, so hopefully it will work well from here on out on the new systems. I think the biggest thing that is kind of really up in the air right now is that the way, number one, once you do update and bind an O3, it's basically like using a potato or an Avada. It has its own mode. You have to go in the info, go select the O3, and you bind your O3. Now, the challenge is when you go back to use your older air units, none of them will be bound, but as soon as you bind one, they should come back. But then when you go back to the O3, you have to do it. So all your O3s currently and all your O2s currently, you'll have to rebind at least once going back and forth. So that's
the problem is because they use different assistants for the different units. The new O3 units use a whole new like consumer drone one, and we use the FPV mode one.
Well, there's two different firmwares. There's effectively you have the DIY side and then you have the DJI sides, which includes Avada, Potato, and now the O3s. The big difference between the two air units as it stands is that the O3 is using H.265 versus H.264. So you get better image quality with lower bandwidth, lower bit rate, right? So in the transmission of the video. And the interesting thing that I want to know, though, however, is if, say, you got the goggles too, and you update your old air units to work with the goggles too, as it stands right now, they're not sure that they'll work with the other. There's no update for the V2 goggles. I know this is why it's so confusing. Goggles 2, goggles V2. So when you update the older air units to work with the new O3 systems, it changes their transmission, the way they're doing it. The transmission
you don't
on
even
the
see bit rate anymore. You see the hertz rating rather than a bit rate, and you can't select milliwatts anymore. So it makes you wonder if the FCC hack is even working.
As far as been tested, the FCC hack is working definitely with the goggles 2. The 12100 milliwatt is not.
That's what I didn't think so. But from what I'm seeing, whatever special sauce they got going in the system, people are pretty damn happy with the range and penetration for the most part.
Well, the interesting
I
thing,
think there's some issues when others start using.
it's H.265. So H.265 gives you a better image with less bit rate. Okay, so that means in transmission, losing packets is less detrimental. So when you lose a packet of information at a high bit rate, you lose a lot more data. But when you lose a packet of information at low bit rate, you lose less data. So therefore, you should ultimately, it's not that you say you're going to have more range, but you'll have a better image longer, further than comparatively.
Yeah.
And then in the cases of potential sight obstruction, it could potentially be less impactful, right?
Yeah, and one of the biggest things I saw in JB's video is when he went and back and forth testing the V2 digital system and the O3 unit. The consistency of the bit rate is what I saw versus the V2 system. It stayed solid longer before it started dropping out. The V2 system was pretty much dropping up and down the moment he took off, you know?
All the packets.
I think that's going to be the biggest improvement is consistency. So I think, especially when it comes to the latency, yeah, it might be higher, but I think it's going to be more consistent. So there's no guesswork to be like, oh, okay, shit, that fucking last flip was a fucking little faster and this one's a little slower. It's going to be just consistent. It might be ultimately slower, but consistency is key.
I think we'll see. I think I want to see once you get yours and once a couple people more people get them in their hands. I want to see where that part of it comes out. I just think, like I said, you're just in a lot of situations where you especially if you're using focus mode or something where it starts getting really fuzzy, things are getting fuzzy. You're gonna have less of that sooner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't personally use focus mode, but you definitely start losing image quality significantly when you start losing signal with the current system. It gets unflyable at certain points.
The only danger with that is that the threshold, like, so if you're flying, you know, the old generation goggle and you know your areas and you're like, yeah, normally when I get about here, my image starts getting this way. And if I go much further, I'm starting to lose video, right? Now in this case, you're going to be like, this is awesome. And then you're going to hit the brick wall. It's going to be like, fuck, because you'll have less of a tell. You know what I mean? As far because you probably won't see that as much as soon at the same distances, but you're still going to hit a brick wall at some point.
Yeah, I think that's
danger will
arise about digital in general. Unless you're flying HD0, I think that's the easiest system to tell your videos going out. Kind of like analog. Analog, it's obvious. You start getting some pretty fucked up images, and then you get a third round. But digital, it'll just start going fucking fuzzy, frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was my question. Do you have a lot of freezing when you get on the edge of the signal?
On digital?
Uh-huh.
I've experienced plenty of frozen screens. I mean, Spagoos will be like, nah, it's never happened, can't happen. That's what he'll tell you. But I've experienced black screens, frozen screens, pixelated fucking shit. I mean, I love the image quality, but I've experienced all
like
the
face.
downsides of digital as well.
I feel like my shit's getting worse over time too.
Really?
Yeah, I feel that my air unit that I have now isn't performing as well as it used to. That's for sure.
Just like
I don't know if it's on the goggle side or the VTX side, but I've had several VTXs, especially Vistas, that have just like stopped going into. Won't go out of a low power mode.
I like the so like do you have OSD still?
Edge.
Are you using any kind of?
You'd need a freestyle.
Sometimes I'll lose OSD. On one of them, I've lost OSD, and I lost be able to go into like
you might have
power mode or whatever.
You might have to go in and take those little fucking diodes out and
somebody told me about diodes, but I'm not fucking desoldering.
They're not. It's not hard. It's not hard. I can totally help you with it. There's power spikes can fry. Power spikes can fry these little diodes that basically are on the UARTs, but you don't really need them, quote unquote. They're actually mainly, I think, for reverse voltage protection. What you should be doing, like Pat recommended to me, Ace is full in the chat. When I started getting into DJI, he's like, just use a Beck and a spike absorber on your feed, and you shouldn't have any issues. And I haven't had any issues. But with ESC backfeed, if you have voltage spikes in the system, you can get shit that will ultimately burn those out over time, and then your UART will stop working. But there's fixes, and it's easy. You can literally
definitely
put a little flux on it, layer hot iron across it. You can swipe the fucking chip right off the board. I mean, it's not hard.
Okay. Yeah, I've definitely had voltage spikes on digital that come right back. Some like the image will freeze for a split second, then come right back. Unlike
Okay.
if I'm really like real flip and then do a hard stop, sometimes like just the jolt just freezes the image for a very split second and then it goes back. It's like once in a while, but
None of my stuff is rooted yet. Bannister's asking, are they rooted? He had issues because he had the OSD and the audio hack enabled, and he had issues with the MSP. Yours aren't rooted, right, Matty? You haven't rooted any of your stuff yet. It's just stock.
No. What does that even mean?
Hacking it, basically.
I
There's some
haven't
hacks. Not like the
No.
1200 hack, but like
That's the only
OSD
one I've
hacks
done.
and shit. Yeah. But that's what I was saying earlier. Is if you're interested in rooting any of your devices before you update to the latest DJI
Well, I've done like
firmware.
updates where you can get the what is it? Not RSSI, but the what's the other one?
LQ.
LQ in your goggles.
are you using the WTF OS?
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, that is hacked.
Okay, yeah, then you are rooted,
That is
yeah.
hacked. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rooted. Yeah.
Yeah, it just gives you like one more bar of
You can
stuff,
put
right?
it in GoldenEye. Fuck yeah.
Forevermore
Does
for the
rooting it mean something else in Australia?
He's down there rooting them emus.
Yeah, watch what you do to them emus. I don't think
Slowly steps
I feel
away.
like
Slowly
this is
backs away.
different meaning here.
I removed the
No,
audio
he said
plugin.
no, same.
Has anyone ever had any issues with WTF OS, like fucking up or freezing or
Well,
breaking
he
their
was
goggles?
saying with the audio
why I
plugin
don't-
he had an issue, but no,
That's
I mean
why I don't do that type of shit. To
generally rooting is
my
not
$600, $400 shit.
what rooting normally does is basically just gives you God mode on whatever device. When you root a device, it basically
It's totally different.
it gives you God mode in the future. So if you decide you want to change something about the firmware on the device, you can do that. That's all
I
rooting
noticed
does.
it has a nice little failsafe from what I read. Was watching. If you press the bind button while it's powering up, it bypasses any WTFOS bullshit that you put on.
It's like a
does
jailbreak.
it?
Exactly. Risco it's like jailbreaking device, but with these types of roots, you don't have to do anything after rooting it. Like you don't have to put any of the hacks on there. You can just root it and then just leave it alone and not worry about it. You know what I mean? And then if you ever need it, you got the option. All it is doing
What
is
if you
basically
don't fly beta flight very often. Fly Kiss mostly.
I mean,
that's
it all
matter?
depends on what KISS does down the road in regards to how they handle their OSD and shit. KISS didn't even have OSD for a long time, for fuck's sake. So I don't. God knows.
I personally, I don't really use much OSD. I use my battery voltage and a timer. That's literally the only two things that I have on my OSD. And if there's anything else on there, I don't pay attention to it.
It just depends on if it's got GPS and things. I like a little more information, but mostly these days
I don't use
just
that type
paying
of shit
attention
personally.
to milliamp hours and voltage
Yeah, I mean, it's not
and
about.
link quality.
It's not about
My
what.
milliamp hours drawn is always lying to me for some reason because I never calibrate it. So
Yeah.
the voltage never lies to me though.
All right, so it's good to know that if you load certain plugins at the same time, one could interfere with the other, which honestly doesn't surprise me at all. Like I said, just because you don't use something today, I'm always of the mindset of keep your possibilities open, and so I'm very.
Nice.
I was one of the early iPhone jailbreak kids. I used to jailbreak. I was jailbreaking the first iPhones when they came out. Like I was all about it. But Kiss still around, so the Wolf PDB, yeah.
It's still a solid setup.
But the
man.
problem is
It
you're
works.
using DJI. That Wolf PDB ain't doing shit for you in regards. You know what I mean? So like, if you're rocking analogs, fuck yeah. Amp draw, yeah. I mean, what if you want to build a DJI long range drone and you want GPS? You know, that's where this shit will get more and more important down the road. Thankfully, in the O3s, you have MSP DisplayPort. I said canvas mode earlier, which is actually wrong. It's MSP DisplayPort. You're going to be able to use the majority of Betaflight features as they get upgraded. So it should be a lot easier for digital folks in the future, which is what HC0 has been using for a good while now. But on other firmwares, and on maybe the V2 generation, we'll call it the V2 air units and Vistas.
Yeah, that's what they are.
You're not going to have until they put firmware that gives you canvas mode DisplayPort on there. You're not going to have it on those without the hack, right? The other really interesting thing just to be aware of, if you're into using video out from your DJI goggles, the Goggles 2 currently, you can't turn off the OSD. But on DJI V2s, you can get a clean feed of video out of the goggles. And
it's in the
the other way around.
Nope, it's the goggles V2. The V2 goggles. The feed is clean.
Output with OSD.
The V2, the Goggles 2 output and records DVR with OSD on the goggle side. The air unit will the air unit will record clean. The goggles will record with your OSD. And currently I don't. SD card? So whatever's in the goggle,
air units.
No, what's in the goggle?
Weird how they did
the local DVR in the goggle records with the OSD. The air unit records clean, as I understand it. Yes, that's right.
With an OSD or an onboard. Clean. How's the
air unit? The O3 air unit records clean. The V2 goggles, the Goggles 2 records with OSD. The Goggles V2 records clean. It's a fucking mess, dude. It's such a mess.
It is. That's what Goggles V2. The Goggles V2 can also accept HDMI out using a little fucking adapter, whereas the Goggles 2 can't.
Fuck DJI. From now on, the new one's the Goggles 3. The Goggles 3. That's what we're going to call it from now on. Fuck those guys. Why didn't they call it they have the O3 air unit. Why do they have the O3 goggles? What the fuck?
Yeah, it should be O3 goggles.
Fucking
That's so confusing.
It's almost as bad as it's almost as bad as T-Motor making Black Friday motors.
Mac does the same.
Sorry, I had to throw that out there.
That one.
Goggles V2.2, the sequel. The search for more money. Fucking hell, bro. It's so confusing when you're trying to have these conversations because of the V2s, Goggles 2, O3, then you have the V2 air units and Vistas. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Edge, what kind of, are you racing Edge? Is that the type of flying you're doing?
I just want to keep my piece of shit in the air for 3 minutes.
Exactly.
I need to put DJI on a Cinewoop, though. I was actually talking to Pat, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I got a Cinewoop I'm going to be building, and I want to fucking ultimately make that digital. And then I'm going to keep my other one analog for now. But I was thinking maybe at some point I might throw Vista in that, too. I don't know.
Yeah, I have a Vista Cinewoop that I never use, unfortunately.
Send it over to me. I have look what I got. I got motherfucking mini.
Nice.
Yeah. That'll look nice on that thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited. This is actually look. Here, I'll turn my light up. Here. Oh, that's the other wrong way. Here we go.
Bam.
Freshy. Oh, it's all fucking out. All right, hold on.
You gotta turn the blur off, dude.
Gotta turn the blur off. Motherfucker. Here we go. All right. Fresh. Although I stuck an SD card in here already. Oh, can I get it in there? Ooh, let's go. Fresh and clean.
Nice. Super crispy.
It's the I'm opening it with you. I did open it and I plugged it in, and then I put it back in the box. So when you get them, you get a fucking USB-C cable. You get a piece of cardboard. You get a lady flaps mount.
Clippy
mount.
Clip.
You get, of course, the obligatory fucking thingy. And
3M sticky.
Thumb screw. Okay. There's a manual and some stickers up here. The manual's thick.
I'll be right back.
Word. And then this is how they come. Wrapped up. Oh.
Nice.
So, it feels good, man. If you guys haven't got your hands on one of these yet, it actually feels nice and solid. I use these lady flaps in the back to pull this stupid piece of plastic paper off.
Right on, dude. So this is your first time opening it?
I have not turned the fucker on. I don't even know if it works.
Nice.
I mean, it worked. It turned red when I plugged it into the USB on my computer to throw some charge on it. I'm gonna
I mean, technically, this would be the session 6. If it had the name session, it would be the session.
And the
It's
And I think that's-
it's
I
Virgin.
think this is
It's Virgin.
I think this is GoPro's version of the
Who's
new
the
session.
first people
like,
to see that shiny glass?
sadly, but
So I'm fucking stoked. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Have you printed a mount for it yet?
Chris Teal sent me some to get me started at literally 3:00 this afternoon.
I have a $200 gift card for Best Buy. I'm waiting for them to go on sale with it.
But I did have the pleasure of working with a good friend of mine who's an actual pro, does movies, colorist. That's the size of the top display. Here, I can make myself bigger for a minute. I'm gonna pin my damn self for a minute. Here we go.
What does it display on it?
This is where you can see stuff. Here. Well, it's probably gonna tell me to plug it or turn it in. What the fuck? I don't even know how to operate this thing yet. But you can use labs to put a fucking histogram up here so you can set your exposure. So you can actually see your light and stuff. But it tells you like the
Is
mode
that an
and
actual
stuff.
screen or is
Yeah.
it just an LED display?
Is it the front button to turn it on or the top button? Let's see. Oh, there it is. It says out of focus. It says Mini Hero 11. And it's asking me for setup. Language. English.
Interesting.
This for sure.
Yeah, it's actually a display. It's really bright, actually.
I've seen some mounts printed.
Ah, Waldo, thanks.
You
for
don't even
stopping by,
need to pull off the feet. A lot of mounts are being printed with the feet in mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna cross that road as I come. All right, so that's the feet here, and then when you fold them up, that's where they sit, and then you have the feet in the back are flush in the back. I kind of like the fact they did this. Like that offers some options, especially for like you want to do like a weird Cinewoop build and like stick it way out. Maybe you're trying to get like the props out of the way or something. You can stick it forward more. You know, it's kind of a neat option. I got a bunch of ND filters coming, fresh ND filters. Let me turn this fucker off. I'll deal with this later. Yes, I guess it's English. Yes. Wait, what does it say? I agree to
John Solo in the house. What else?
I agree to the terms of service.
That breaks so many screens.
Insert SD card. Fuck you. I'll do it in a minute. I just want to turn
As
it
long
off.
as there's no SD card in there and it's saying that. It's the worst when you put it in there and it's like no SD card. You're like, you son of a bitch.
So the first thing I got to do is actually, I got to flash labs to it. That's the first thing I got to do. How do I remove my pin? Oh, there it goes. Oh, there we go. I don't know what the button on the front does. Oh, it's power as well. Okay.
Does everything.
Bitching at me. Yeah, I got to set it up. But if y'all haven't checked out the labs firmware, missed the GoPro. I was reading James Omega's post. Looks good for a wing and for a blunt section. Then go hunting for the SD for the next 4 hours. I actually have an SD card over here. I'm going to update it with the stock firmware and just go through it, just all stock really quickly. And then I've already downloaded labs and I've got it ready to be put on there. But the fucking QR code generator app for iPhone is dope. And you can it's super easy to use. You generate a QR code, you can save them into your picture, into a folder. You can just save presets and fucking boom, boom. You just put it up front and fucking set it up immediately. The histogram function is cool. It does on the mini. It doesn't last very long. The number you enter, it's like 10 seconds max, I think, and then it goes back to display mode. And I'm not sure if there's a way to trigger it to come back right away or not. I'm not exactly sure how it works yet, so I've got to figure that part out. But the big thing is like the big things that we're playing around with, and I've been watching tons of stress test videos, is the 10-bit modes running like 180 megs per second bit rates, and then playing around with the new log curve functions. So you can basically match the GoPro to look like real cameras. And so a good friend of mine who's a real film colorist, he just got a Mini today as well. He had his earlier, and I'm like, bro, get this, try this, let's do this. And he was literally taking his quad. He's also an FPV pilot, but he was literally like we were eyeballing log curves for log C, which is a very common log curve. And we're basically getting it close, going out, and he was going out and shooting stuff, and then throwing it in Resolve using very traditional color transform tools to basically render the color on the image automatically. And it's fucking amazing. And it will, the way I do that is as a Resolve Studio function called a DCTL. They have them for GoPros, they always have, but this allows us to make curves. So that way you can grab a log C tool in Resolve and be like, make it HDR, make it 709 for YouTube, make it fucking... He did Dolby Vision. So if I actually have video that if I had a Dolby Vision display, it would render full HDR Dolby Vision. And we took it from GoPro footage of him flying in his front yard. It was fucking badass. And it basically was dope. Is like, I've always wanted to be able to teach FPV pilots how to take raw, flat GoPro footage and get it into a nice place visually really easily with Resolve. But the problem is, to really do that, you've always needed Studio up until now. But with Labs, you can fucking set up a curve and match it and make a tool that will work in Resolve, and it will be fucking really easy. Nice. Really goddamn easy. And it will come out looking nice. It's like, oh yeah, amazingly nice. So he was even playing around with his A, taking it from log C to RE and then to HDR, man. And so like, so the idea is, so when I'm talking about this stuff, like if you know what the curve of a camera is supposed to be, you can use math to make it look like a different camera or to match it to another camera, you know? And rather than having to like sit there and just push color faders to try to match it visually, you can use math to at least get you in the ballpark of how the tone mapping and the highlight roll off and shit looks on a particular camera. It's pretty dope. The other thing, I don't know, I didn't even know they made these, but they make a USB-C. Here, I'm gonna take this thing out of the. They make a USB by GoPro. Yeah, they make a USB pass-through door, so you can plug your plug in your shit, but leave it covered and protect your SD card and shit. So I grabbed one of these just to fucking check it out. Too. Yeah, of course you can print them. This is just nice because it's fucking aluminum and locks. Oh, that's nice. You know what I mean? That is nice. That is nice. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, you can do door covers with TPU or whatever, but this is a fucking hard aluminum piece, and it actually has a little bit of a ridge around the cable, so that way if you did crash, it's gonna strain relief it. You know what I'm saying? So you're less likely to fuck your shit up. So I've got some LiPo balance lead to USB-C cables coming, so I can be flying my Cinewoop and recording without destroying the battery on the fucking camera. Like, you know, it keeps the camera topped off while I'm flying. And you could use it on freestyle too. Obviously, cable sticking off the side of the camera when you're in a freestyle rig is a little bit more dangerous. But maybe if you got like a right angle and send it to the back, it would be all right. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's pretty cool. I think the ones I have are right angle. I just don't remember which direction. I think they were made for the 8s, or sorry, not the other ones. Where is the fucking thing on here? I think the USB-C on the normal 10s and 11s goes front to back, right? And I think on the minis it goes up and down. If I'm not mistaken. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Well, yes. I don't know if you can see it, but
yeah, it's vertical.
It's vertical, and I think on the other ones it's at the bottom, right? Going horizontal, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh. Only if you don't have insurance. I'm now sucked into the GoPro subscription. Yo, man. Did you guys catch how much these fucking things were?
No.
If you weren't a GoPro person, if you were a Best Buy person and never dealt with GoPro, dude, it's $212 for Black Friday for your first purchase. It was like fucking, yeah, it was stupid cheap. I was like, fuck, for that money, it's like you can't really. For me, it was like, I want to try this thing out and see how this one works.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed I didn't have a gift card for fucking GoPro's website.
Well,
I'm sitting here waiting for fucking Best Buy to go on sale, fuckers.
To be honest, I think, Chris Teal was telling me, like, he really thinks you should have some full-size 11s as well. He just thinks there's certain times where the screen is definitely helpful, right?
Oh, absolutely.
He said he's been using the screens actually a lot more on his Cinewoop and using the minis for his freestyle rigs just for the weight and fucking less the form factor,
Yeah, that makes sense.
And he's not
Right, so for the job.
he's not as concerned about the shot exposure and shit. You know what I mean? Like, as when you're on a cine shoot, like you're really like that dialed in. You want to be able to see, and I can see that. I think that with and that's like for me. I just want to let me see. Time will tell. Let me try to use it. Let me use it with my phone. Let me use it with the little histogram and when I'm doing my NDs and see with the QRs and see how good it actually works for me, and then take it from there. So for me, it was kind of like a minimalism test. Can I pull it off minimal? And is it not a pain in the ass? I don't know. We'll see. But it looks fucking good. Bro, if you get bored, take a look. There's, I think it's on the AVS forums, but I think all the videos are cross-posted to YouTube. If you go to YouTube and you search up, like, Chicago O'Hare Cinescope GoPro 11 10-bit stress test, dudes are out there like pushing all these GoPro Labs functions and like going out and shooting for however long and trying to see if they can get it to overheat or break. It's pretty cool, but like, dude, if you ever been in O'Hare Airport, they have a crazy LED thing in there, and like, so he was going through the tunnel with the fucking GoPro and 10-bit trying to I think he had the anamorphic lens on it and was fucking stress testing it. So yeah, man, it'll be interesting. So I'm stoked. I'm gonna have labs and shit going tomorrow, and I'm gonna test some of that log curve stuff tomorrow, like right away, and see how. And the log curves will work with non-10-bit modes. So if you shoot flat and you want to get closer to, even if you're using 8-bit, you can do a log curve, and it will still benefit you in terms of development. So magic smoke scented candles.
Magic smoke scented candles
with hint of solder.
Does anybody know if you're a GoPro subscriber, can you upgrade an old camera? I know you can replace them. I just don't know if you can replace them for a new camera or how it works.
I don't think so. I'm not 100% though.
I'm going to add my Hero 8 and then see.
I know that when you break one, they'll let you upgrade it.
Well, they
just send them one and upgrade it.
They have a price, like it's like $100 for a Hero 8 if you break it on, but you're a GoPro subscriber, you get it replaced. So I just don't know what they replace it with.
You could just smash it and then go in and swap it.
Yeah, well, mine's B, so I was thinking like, yeah, maybe I'll, if nothing else, I'll at least get a new 8, and then I'll just sell it, or whatever. We'll see. I'll see what the options are when I get there, but it's $100, I think, to do it.
I can't believe that's one of the things. Is it's not broken enough. Like, you really want me to go break this thing more?
Yeah.
Like my screen's smashed in, but the camera still works, and I can still see what's going on the screen. So I know that that's not good enough.
See, that should be good enough. They should give you the new GoPro.
But now
Bannister says
take a hammer to it.
Anything under the 10
I literally do that.
Gets replaced with a 9. Oh, that's not bad. They swap straight to a 9 here. I mean, 8 to 9 is not necessarily
and
a
just
bad.
Sell the 9 brand new.
Yeah, sell the 9 brand new and fucking. Maybe that's what I should be doing. Yeah, and then
Who's gonna buy your brand new 9 though?
Some people.
Yeah,
Some people.
I mean, I have a 9, but I wouldn't be buying a new one
Just
from
convince them that they don't. That 10 bits the devil.
Maybe I
and that
just
they
wait
don't
a
need
little
it, and
longer
that the
until
9 is better.
Yeah, I'll wait till that
Maybe if
shifts
the
up.
price is right, somebody will
Has
buy
better
it.
shooting
John.
modes.
I mean, look, well, the one thing I do like about the 8 is it weighs less than a fucking 9 or 10. You know what I mean? It weighs less. It's
I
not,
still rock an 8. I really like it.
I think the 8 form factor is pretty damn good for those style cameras.
I miss the 7, man. The 7 was, I think, the like besides the session, the 7 was fucking. This is perfect. I wish this
Is
thing
it
worked.
smaller than the 8?
I think it's about the same
Tad,
size.
tad, very small difference.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I have
if you
some
put them side by
downstairs.
side, it's noticeable.
Okay.
For the right price,
But
I'll
the
buy a
fucking
9.
7
Yeah.
to the 9, dude. That thing's a brick compared. It's like two of these.
The 9 is huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I flew without my GoPro like 3
The
or 4
11's
packs
huge
the other
also.
day, just to fly.
Odd numbers for the win.
It's a hell of a nice experience not having that weight of the GoPro, man.
I
I
try
was
to
able to pull out of shit like without having to be full throttle. It was just nice.
I think that's a good, the real benefit with the ability, the ability where these fucking air units and shit are getting to, like, we were talking the other night, it's like a few years, like, you will literally have a fucking action camera replacement in your fucking
Oh yeah, it's
thing,
coming soon.
PV feed.
once they can get it a little bit further along, I think it will be.
It'll eventually get there, for sure.
The other interesting news, speaking of all this color nonsense, is DJI did actually release the Cinelike 10-bit firmware for the Osmo Action 3.
No shit.
So,
Oh, nice.
Now I don't have any hands-on experience with an Action 3 at all. I've seen plenty of Action 2 footage. I think the Action 3 is, I'm assuming, is a bit of about the same bit, maybe a bit better. I don't know.
I just
I mean,
hope
it
it's not going
looks
to be
the
another
same.
case of too little, too late.
Well, the
at
reality
this
is
point.
it's the same thing that's in a Avata, and it's the same thing that's in a fucking the O3 Air unit. That's what it is. That is the DJI video right now, for more or less, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, that's what it looks like. The couple of people that I've seen post.
Which is like, so that's great. I mean, that's a pretty solid place to be as far as, what you get off of fucking DVR, The biggest problem right now is the inability to have a separate feed exposure versus what you're recording, right?
What is the resolution of the new goggles? Is it 2.7?
The goggles themselves are 1080.
Goggles 1080. Yeah.
They're 1080.
1080.
It's 1080 OLED 1080p 90 hertz or 100, 90 or 100.
100 FPS.
Is it? It's 100 FPS, but 90 hertz.
So is that the
screens.
first 1080 goggle, or do we already have one?
No, Fat Sharks. The
Walk Snails are 1080.
Okay.
And then HD Zero's goggles are gonna. They're not
The
out
new.
yet,
No, they're
but
out.
they're 1080.
They're-
Are they?
They're
Well, I
shipping.
thought they were still being pre-order or waiting for people to ship them or
The
something.
first. So I've seen some people getting them. I actually saw a couple people just got them. So
Oh,
I don't.
really?
I don't know. But maybe those guys are
They're
beta.
probably
Maybe
the
they're the
best
baby.
goggles out there.
The production.
Most things.
The production
What, the Walk
goggles.
Snail?
No,
The HD Zero.
HD Zero.
The production goggles. All right. People I think that have gotten them just recently. Those were the beta guys that they finally are getting their production versions. The first production order has already, I think, sold out, and those are going to start shipping like sometime soon. Although the COVID lockdown in China delayed it by a couple days, because there's like a lockdown right now, I think, right?
Jeez.
Yeah.
So I saw Carl post. He said, "Dudes, it won't be long, but we're under lockdown. Nothing I can do right this minute." So I hear it's about 2 minutes
My
better.
rep over at GemFan was on some sort of like internet lockdown or something. She just got her internet back.
Oh yeah, they had an embargo on the internet because of the COVID lockdown.
I don't know if it had to do with COVID or not, but there was something about her VPN that, like, I think it had to do with government regulation though. Like they're snatching her web.
Well, I think when
service
they
or
do a
some shit.
COVID lockdown, they do that, right? I think they lock down social media.
I mean, that's crazy. You go home and then also don't.
You
get
can't
on
do
your
shit, yeah.
device.
Well,
It's
it's
insane.
the pre-orders I think were meant to be shipping like any day, and then that's what he was saying, that the fucking the COVID lockdown is going to delay it a little bit. Asylum says it was COVID related.
Word.
Bannister Post says there's a massive protest right now.
About what?
About COVID lockdown.
They're pretty brutal about it there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're crazy. Do you know the way their law works about it? It's like the one person rule or something. Like if you get in contact with anybody who has tested positive, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks, and so does your whole town. So like
Jesus Christ.
So whole towns are getting shut down like left and right because like you can't have admitted to have been in contact with somebody who's tested positive, and they know digitally everybody who's tested positive, so they can look on a screen and be like, you're with that motherfucker right now,
right?
And then like that guy's a red, and like so your shit will come up red or green on their like street cams.
Asylum said they were doing the welding people in the buildings again. Yeah, it sucks, man. It's
fucking insane.
Yeah, it is insane over there. I would not want to live in China.
That is
Not to bomb China or anything on the way.
Right. No, but that part of it sucks for sure.
Not where I would want to live.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a place I would enjoy living for
No.
very long.
The way their country is governed, no way I wouldn't live there.
But so back to DJI getting 10-bit. Why do I think that's cool? Like, well, number one, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they'll do it, but I would love to see them add 10-bit to the Avata, which means the other units could get 10-bit, and I'm sure they probably will down the road. So that's an interesting speculation on my part. But I think the Avata should have 10-bit.
That DJI has done that at all is a step in the right direction.
Pretty impressed.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Avata, the O3 unit would have enough processing power. I think that thing would overheat like a motherfucker.
Pretty sure it's the same shit. The Avata,
but you know
and
what?
that.
Knowing DJI, they'll come out with the fucking O3 unit Pro, and it'll have its 10-bit color with the fucking advanced fucking camera up front.
I'm pretty sure all this O3 tech is coming from the Mavics. So, I mean, all of this is coming from the Mavics, right? So the fucking Avata is basically a Mavic fucking light without the 10-bit color. And what I'm saying is if they've done it to this camera, because honestly, look, with the minis and shit, now a lot of people don't give a fuck about 10-bit color. Be honest. Oh, it's cool, whatever. Bottom line is, GoPros had a huge edge in that regard with 10-bit. They fucked up when they released the Osmo 3 without it. They couldn't compete at all because they're missing out on a major feature. Right? The Mavics didn't have it when they first came out. They added it in firmware. Okay? For Mavic people, they're fucking stoked, right? So, what's next? If they add it to, like, maybe they don't do it with this generation of Avata, but maybe the next generation of Avata, or whatever their next little Cinewoop FPV thing is. It's awesome. Like, that's great. You know, the only challenge, like I said, is right now, what you see is also what you're recording, and those two you may not want those to be one and the same at all times. There may be times where you're flying in the dark, and you don't want, you know what I mean? And so you might want to change your exposure from what you're recording to what you're seeing. You want those to be different for environmental reasons, right? So that's something you have to work around if, either way. And then currently, there's not a lot of great options for ND filters. You can use the Avata NDs, I think, and we'll see where it goes. Time will tell.
Yeah, at night flying, I think, or like dusk flying, I think a lot of people are going to still opt to use a GoPro just for the fact that you're going to want to crank up the brightness on your FPV cam and overexpose the shit.
Yeah, and your recording is going to be noisy as fuck.
Yeah, so you're going to end up putting a GoPro on it for a lot of different things. But daytime, I think it's going to be where it's going to shine.
Well, I don't know how many videos we'll watch because we're going to talk to Matty a little bit and then kind of behind. But there's a few videos tonight. There's some really good examples of what some people are doing color-wise with the O3s already, and it's like I said, I think to me it looks like the Osmo Action 2. It's
some of those videos
definitely pretty solid, and I think that in a lot of those videos, the thing that I pointed out when Greg and I looked at some of them is a lot of them are very optimal lighting conditions. without much dynamics in the lighting. So you're not seeing big light to dark transitions and things of that nature, right? So we'll see. Pro Edition is cash market, bro. I mean, that's that's totally. I mean, DJI, Apple, even GoPro, they fucking hold features so they can sell it to you next year. I mean, let's be honest, you know.
Yeah, totally.
But you know, I can't.
I'm doing a pro version.
I want to goof.
You know what? You know how we often they upgrade the cameras all the time. They're always coming out with new cameras for the existing V2 system. You'll start seeing a lot of that with the fucking.
Well, the interesting thing though with that also is that the O3, the gyroscope for Rocksteady is in the camera. And that's one other thing we should touch on is that right now a lot of people are having problems making it work at all. Gyroflow, Rocksteady, whatever, due to the fact that the fucking gyro, which is an MPU 6600, same as the 6500, it's in the fucking camera. And if you hard mount that bitch and you're running low RPM or low pulse width modulation, there's a ton of reasons you're going to get fucking mad noise in the gyro data.
I guarantee you, the first camera they come out with will be a smaller version that doesn't have stabilization built in for $79.
But
that's my prediction of the next O3 camera.
We'll see. They potentially could release a non-Rocksteady. I mean, I don't know. That part of their whole shtick with this thing is Rocksteady. They've added Rocksteady to the fucking O3 OcuSync. That's a big thing for them. I don't know why they didn't put the gyro in the goddamn air unit. That would have probably made more sense, to be honest. And maybe that's what you'll see in the future. The fact that if you hard mount them fuckers, and it's got, I couldn't imagine what it's like on a 10-inch, like, because of all the low vibration. Gyro noise is definitely going to be a thing. DJI actually had to post on their website that if you're using it, to soft mount the camera and run 48 or 96 kilohertz PWM to help smooth it out.
Interesting.
Really? So be aware.
128 kilohertz fucking ESC.
Yeah, the higher your pulse width, there's the. But having said that, I've seen plenty of people, like, there was a huge argument actually yesterday on one of the Facebook groups where I think the guy from iFlight, Patrick, was like, we fucking tested it on everything and it doesn't work. And he was arguing with Adrian from Gyroflow about it, and the whole Adrian talks about it a bit in the Gyroflow, the stabilization group. So that's something else to be aware of when you're mounting your O3 camera. If you are going to try to use any of that shit, you need to be thinking about how you're mounting your camera. If you use TPU mounting for the camera, and you may have to play around with PWM and tuning. I think what it really comes down to is tuning is going to be really important if you're going to try to use that feature. So I think if you have a shitty tune, that your gyro data is not going to work great for Rocksteady or Gyroflow.
One of the videos I have on here, the dude shows him chasing a helicopter, and he goes from the raw footage unstabilized to stabilized, and it went from trash. I'm not gonna lie, this shit was trash to wow, that's pretty good.
Well, I mean,
maybe really depends. Who knows? But that was a good example of taking shit image.
I don't think that the new units are recording SRTs either, so you can't get telemetry data like you could with the old units. Like it was recording certain bits of data, like your megabits per second and stuff. You know, people were getting that data and using it. That's really the thing, man. Like a lot of people do run 24, and a lot of big rigs run 24, maybe 48, maybe 32, but a lot of guys run 24 because of the way that it affects the overall braking torque and stuff. It could be a challenge. Like I said, O3s could be interesting if you're trying to use you're trying to use that for anything. If you're trying to use that gyro for something, it might be interesting on a big rig. I don't know until we actually get to see what happens and do some testing. But if I'm flying a 10-inch, I'm going to have a GoPro on it anyway, so I don't really give a fuck. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? But I've noticed more jello in my DJI rig on my 10-inch versus smaller rigs. because of just the fucking 120 hertz with that low frequency.
Yeah, I definitely
fucking
notice more jello or what looks like tuning issues on my quad, and then I go look at the HD, and I don't fly with hyper smooth, so it'll just be smooth. I'm like, okay, I thought I was flying like shit, but I guess not.
I think really out of all of this, so the biggest thing is if you are a guy that's gonna buy V2s and the goggles too, and you're still gonna keep your V2s for something, I think right now it's gonna be a little more dicey for people trying to use both goggles and
Based
the
on
same quads
features
and going
alone,
back and forth.
in my opinion, I think the V2s are still the way to go. If you're looking at the digital system for DJI, V2s with the O3 system, yeah, you lose a little bit of resolution, but you're also gaining better latency and better frame rate. So I think that's a win for most freestyle pilots. Most people,
Well, if you're using O3
uh,
air units, the latency is on that side more than anything.
What up, Darts?
then you have the option of fuck, I don't even remember what I was gonna say now.
Sorry.
Not recording.
That's all.
You have the option of not recording anything
it has
useful.
like it has other options like like HDMI out and things like that. A fan to defog your lenses. A lot
I
of
didn't even
people
think-
like the
Does the V2s even have a fan for your lenses? I thought that just came off. That was like
the fan's built in when you plug it in.
I thought that was just the fan for the chips and shit that happens to blow a little air across your face by proxy. I don't know that
It does an alright job. Of
Watch
defogging.
Bardwell's video today because I swear to God he says the same shit. But I'm just throwing that out there. I could be wrong.
I put fucking anti-fog wipes on my lenses like once every couple months, and I never have fogging issues.
It's a great idea.
I fixed the video's video by telling him to turn off hyper smooth.
Honestly, sometimes hypersmooth does some strange ass shit depending on how you fly.
Sure does.
What's the deal with the 11s and their new boost nonsense? Is anybody really?
I haven't played with it.
Nah. I'm interested in the horizon lock, especially for Cinewhoops.
Yeah.
Like I'm interested in that. That's like basically like using the one axis gyro or a gimbal.
Horizon lock,
You know what I
on the
mean?
previous GoPros didn't work correctly unless you had the lens.
I don't think that's a issue, but we'll see. We'll see. I
I don't know
want
if
to.
that's an issue on the 10 or 11.
I wanna try
It
the-
is on the 9.
I'm gonna try the
Works
anamorphic
really good
too.
on the Insta360 too.
The horizon lock.
Yeah, it works really good on that.
I haven't seen any quad footage with it, but I saw somebody walking with it just on the stick, walking around and taking pictures, moving around and doing stuff with the camera, and it looked good and it was really stable.
On the 11?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was one of those stress test videos. It was like 10-bit, 100 bajillion bits per second. All of it. We were putting it all on the card, and the hypersmooth and the horizon lock and all the resolution and whatever. And yeah, that was their video. It was walking around. It was walking around like the University of fucking Chicago or something. But so yeah, that's the thing, man. That's why I can't wait for Greg to get the fucking thing because I really want to hear what he's. Are you gonna get? Are you gonna get one, Matty?
What?
Are you gonna get an 03? Are you gonna go down that road?
I'm gonna wait till 23 probably to get one.
I'd let the bugs get worked out unless you're just hyped.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy where I'm at.
I'm
with
just
my-
interested in building this fucking little fucker that I have sitting around into a very lightweight quad.
Not gonna lie, like
6S monster.
the
What's that?
This is a Sabotage RC Dingo.
Okay.
Got it as a bind and fly fucking like 3 years ago.
Nice.
I broke it. I broke the VTX on it, and I just never did anything with it since. It's not the most durable frame in the world, but it'll be great for a fucking open field park fucking spanger.
It's got
Nice and
like
light.
It's got Armaton vibes.
Yeah.
It is. It's made by Armaton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they own.
Unibody.
From my understanding, they own Sabotage.
I'm waiting for the
RC.
DJI Unit V5. I was just gonna say, man, if you could stuff that fat ass bitch of a fucking air unit in a 3-inch,
You can.
I'm sure there's frames out there, but I'm like thinking of like
Murders FPV did it.
My fucking BQE
blog's like 15 minutes long.
My BQE fucking the fucking SX3U. If I could stuff that bitch in there, that would be my favorite quad in the world. But there's no chance in hell it's going in
Dingo, so this fucking frame fucking won me this fucking bot coin, motherfucker.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, I got one of them.
I got the season 1 coin.
But for fucking micros, if they could make a smaller one, I wish they would, man. I wish they could. If they get an 03 into a smaller package for fucking micros, that'd be clutch. So clutch.
That it would be.
Hell yeah!
Get your wish.
There are definitely like I think a 3 as fuck might be able to fit one of them fuckers in there. I don't know. Do you have one of those, Matty? I don't have any of those.
I do have that one. Yeah, I love my 3 as fuck. Yeah.
I wonder if it would fit in that.
I have the XL, and it fits like a Vista, all the shit. It's tons of room.
If you can fit a Vista in there, you should be able to get an 03 in there. And fucking, so I have Bill's very first SX.
I guarantee it'll fit an 03.
I have the SX3, which that actually might fit that fucker because it was tall. And then Bill
I think the SX3 would be fine too.
And then I have an SX3U, which was the fucking almost slammed one, which is fucking.
Both of those are huge.
No, not the SX3U. I don't think
I mean the SX3 and the.
It was a unibody.
3 as fuck. Yeah.
I have a 3 as fuck somewhere. I'm sure I have that frame somewhere.
But it's tough as nails.
I need to fucking.
Air Squibs is a good shit.
I love, man. 3 inch is a great micro class. It's really, I love. Is it even micro?
Yeah.
I love.
I just ordered some shit to rebuild my 3 inch. Yeah, I want to fly more of that.
That's how I met fucking Brissette. Was buying SX3, the original 3 inch that he made, the very first one. That's the way I met him. But shout out to Bill. Fucking
Bill rolled up on me while I was flying on my lunch break. I was about to get kicked out of the spot. He was dressed in like a nice suit and just got out of a nice car and rolled up on me. I'm like, oh fuck, who's about to yell at me? And he's like, hey, what's going on, man? I own BQE. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Nice. I don't know if the only other newsworthy item, which did if anybody watches the Blunty and JB news thing from yesterday, they might have seen it. But dude, I'll tell you what it is, and then we'll talk about the meme. Anyways, fucking Red Cat sold Rotor Riot to themselves. So Jeff, the CEO and owner of Red Cat, and I can totally see why they did it. They have created another company called fucking something machines. God damn it, I can't remember the name of it. Anybody in the chat know off the top of your head? It's like something unique machines or some shit. What's it called?
Saw the name of it.
I don't have it in front of me. I'm fuck. But
I forget too. I read this morning.
But anyways, fucking so they started. So what they have done is because Red Cat is trying to do military stuff as well, and they have their fucking Teal division, which is more going after military stuff. They're basically compartmentalizing it, and they're taking the non-commercial, non-military side of it, and they're putting it under this new company. And they're taking Teal and Red Cat themselves and going off. And so it probably isn't really much of a change per se, but it's just interesting because that's effectively what they did. Is Red Cat sold Rotor Riot to themselves and Fat Shark. So they are
unusual machines.
Unusual machines. Thank you.
Yeah, which is headquartered in Puerto Rico.
They both are. Red Cat is too.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Which is a huge tax shelter for people.
Yeah, that's a whole other story.
But yeah, both of them are. It must be a unforgettable name. Yeah, Unusual Machines.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell my company to you, and you go start a company in Puerto Rico and buy it from me. Okay?
I don't believe there's been any official statements from either Fat Shark or Rotor Riot at this time. Last I heard, there wasn't. I don't know if that's changed, but as of earlier, there hadn't been. But anyways, that's what's happening there, and
I already forget what it's called.
All I can tell you is that some of the fucking comments and memes.
It's called Unusual Machines.
All the fucking some of the comments and memes that I've seen, just fucking hilarious. But the best one was the fucking it was a Toy Story meme where he's throwing him in the garbage. He's like, "I'm done playing with you," and it's Red Cat and Rotor Ride. That was bro, that was I died when I saw that. But anyways, so there's that. There's that. So Matty Bluntz, you just got back from Japan, huh?
I did, yes. It was amazing.
How long were you over for?
Awesome.
I was there for 3 weeks. I try to go for 3 weeks every time I go. I don't feel like it's fair to yourself to go for a shorter amount of time.
I hope when I get the chance to go, I can stay longer than 3 weeks. Stay 3 weeks.
What you get to do out there?
It was a business trip, so I was able to get a green card and go into the country. Or no, I'm sorry, a visa, not a green card. I was able to get a work-related, or no,
a business-related.
No, it was a tourist-related visa. So I didn't actually tell them that I was working when I was going through the border, but that doesn't really matter because there was no one who was gonna vouch for me anyway. Because you have to, in order to get like a business-related visa, someone has to pretty much vouch for you, and there's no one to do that for me because I'm working for myself.
I've been there and under both. One time, really quick note, I got stranded in Japan. I was flying from India. And I was connecting through fucking Tokyo and going to America. And there was a huge storm in America, in New York. So I got stranded and I had to immigrate into Japan to go to the hotel to stay until I could get a flight home.
What?
Yeah, that's what they were like. I was like, what am I supposed to do? And they're just like, oh, it's fine. Come on into our country. The hotel's down the street. That's basically how it was, bro. No visa. I mean, they basically issued it for me on the spot. Because you know what I mean? But I've been there working with bands several times doing gigs and such, and fucking have had to do the other side too and have that sponsor, vouch or whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah. I love Japan. And I agree. I haven't seen near enough of Japan personally, and I've been there several times. But I was generally working in there for a week or two, and it's just not enough time.
Yeah, so you don't get to go out.
I mean, I've gone to Akihabara and a lot of stuff in Tokyo and been to, I can't remember every single city now. I'd have to look at my itineraries. But I've been to like 5 different places on working, but I've got to go and see parts of them. I just don't remember every city.
Matty, where all did you go for your 3 weeks? Stay in one place?
So I always fly into Tokyo, and then I had a couple nights there, and then I leave and go to Nagoya, which is like west of there. So I go west for most of the trip, and then I make my way back east, and then I leave back from Tokyo again. So I go to Nagoya for a couple nights, and then I go to Osaka, which is basically the base of my operations in Japan.
Was Osaka? Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. So I get like an Airbnb that I'll keep for the remainder of the trip once I get to Osaka. And this time I actually had 2. One to live in and another to keep my stuff in.
Because you were shopping, right?
Yeah. So I was working and packing a bunch of boxes in the work place, and then we were sleeping at the other place pretty much.
But you've been on the show before, but tell us a little bit about your work and what it is you're actually doing.
So I own and operate a small business called Lot Topic. We sell anime goods. I resell them at convention markets, like pop-up style booth markets where, across the country. I haven't really done any Canada shows, but I want to kind of branch out into that. There's a ton of really good anime shows up there, but pretty much anywhere in the country. I've done shows in like California. I do a lot of shows in Texas. I do a lot of shows in Florida. I do a couple shows in New York. I do shows in Chicago, Detroit, so all the major cities like Atlanta. And yeah, just set up like a 20 by 10 foot booth, and it's usually for 3 or 4 days. Set it up, a couple 3-4 days usually of sales, and then tear it down and go home and do it over again.
Nice.
And to stock that, we do generally a one trip a year that I go to Japan, which is what I just returned from, and that's just going around to all my favorite shops and like pretty much cleaning them out. It's giant shopping spree.
Are you basically filling a shipping container and slow boating it back? Is that how you do it, or?
That's what I did. Yeah, I filled a shipping container, and then I had to do something for the shows that I had coming up, because I had a show the weekend after I got back. So, and I had almost no stock left in my van. So I sent myself airmail home 10 boxes of stuff, and those are almost gone. I have like a show coming up on December 15th that I'm going to probably sell the rest of that stuff at. But that'll be before my shipping container gets here still. So,
dude, holy shit, air freighting shit had to have been salty.
Oh, it was so expensive.
But you kind of got hurt when COVID went through and shut down the ability to go and obtain merchandise, right? Like,
I was just like sitting on my hands doing nothing, just like eating away at my savings.
Yeah, I haven't traveled international since COVID hit, so I have how was that whole thing, like the COVID side of it over there? Did it seem more strict or anything?
I've been wearing a mask in public anyway, still, and I probably will for a while anyway, because I have like chronic bronchitis, and I'm very prone to those type of ailments. So like I really enjoy the fact that I haven't been getting sick with my mask wearing, so I'm gonna keep doing that for sure.
I just got sick for the first time in over like 3 years, and it hit me hard. Like I said, I'm just still getting over it. So like, I'm so fucking congested as hell. So I feel you, man. Like,
yeah, dude, I don't like being sick. I don't know who does, but
I'm just great. I'm glad I quit smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, I'm glad you did too.
Like, seriously.
Me too.
I'm so much better about that whole thing too. Like, it's just becoming less of a, even on my radar. I don't even remember exactly. It's like 8, almost 9 months, 9 or maybe more. I don't know.
That's crazy.
I gotta fucking like
awesome. Joe
Joe Stan quit 2 or 3 days before me. So every time he posts an update, I'm like, oh yeah,
oh yeah.
But like, dude, when you and I went to Detroit, I was still fucking shambles because of it. You know what I mean? And like now I'm like, I don't. It doesn't even really faze me now. But the fucking chest is still fucked. Yeah. I definitely felt it when I got sick. But it's not as bad.
Yeah,
but it's not nearly as bad. I remember when I was a smoker, get fucking like a really bad cold, it would be bad. Like, fuck.
Yeah, my mom used to get fucking bronchitis like every year, and it was like getting to the point where it was like the doctor was like, "You're gonna probably die if you don't quit smoking." And then like she quit like cold turkey after 30 something years of fucking smoking. She hasn't touched a cigarette in probably like 15 years now.
Good.
Rare.
Good deal.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting up there now. Finally, it's been like 5 or 6 years now.
Did you ever smoke cigarettes, Matty, or no? I can't remember. I think we had.
Did, yeah.
I thought you did,
smoked
right?
For like 20 years.
Right,
now, like.
right. Okay, that's what I thought.
I smoked filterless cigarettes for like 15 years.
I used to roll my own in college, and it was so bad for
that's it. Rolled it up and then
fucking
just smoke it. Just like I got accused of rolling joints so many times in public places. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm rolling a cigarette.
Bugles, motherfucker.
Yeah,
So-
bugler.
So you
$3 a pack.
Hell yeah.
did you
Oh,
get to
glad
do
I
any
don't do that shit
flying
no more. Holy
in
fuck.
Japan, Mr. Bluntz?
Okay, so yeah, I met up with Mr. Print Lab FPV.
Print Lab Pilot of the Week.
Yeah, who is our pilot of the week this week, which was great.
Link in the chat.
He's amazing. Hey, we went to lunch at this place that's owned by my Airbnb host. And actually, my home that I was renting in Fukuoka, which is kind of close to where Print Lamp lives, and he has a lot of spots around there too. So we kind of met at a fly spot, and then I took him back to, he like followed me in the cars back to the spot I was renting. And then we hung out, and then we went to dinner at the spot where my host owned across the street. So that was pretty cool. And we like hung out. We actually met up the following day too and hung out some more. He like hooked up with my mom on Facebook, and they've been chatting a lot, and so like they're friends now.
It's
And
awesome.
like he bought her a bunch of like gifts and shit that like because she is also from Fukuoka, which is where he lives. So he's like, hey, we have all these things in common. I'm going to buy you these gifts. Shit you might remember from your childhood. It was really cute.
He's
Yeah,
been
that's awesome.
he's been flying
That's
for a long time, and like I told you, it's like he's one of the, when I was first getting into FPV, he was like one of the first people I met on Facebook that also flew FPV. And at first I didn't even realize he was Japanese. Like at the very, very beginning, I was like, who's this? I was like all into 3D printing, and it was all new to me, you know, FPV, 3D printing, everything. It's fucking going crazy. And this guy, Print Lab, FPV wants to be friends. I'm like, fuck yeah, you know? And then like, yeah, he's an amazing, just a sweet, amazingly sweet
Yeah,
person,
he's
and just
great.
fucking, yeah. Always.
So yeah, the first time we met up, he has 5-inch, and I had like a little 3-inch, which I didn't know at the time, but you can't have like crossfire or anything there, and like but I had my crossfire there, and I got it through. So I was like, I might as well fly this thing. So I'm like, I flew my crossfire, and I like hit some sand at the beach. We were flying at the beach, and like totally destroyed my ESC. So like
Damn.
two packs into this quad that I brought, I like toasted it, and I didn't have any backup parts. So
Oh shit.
I have like maybe a couple minutes of footage of me like, and it was really windy too. So a little toothpick was like getting blown around real hard.
Do you have any sense how readily available FPV parts are in Japan? I mean, obviously they're right next to China, but I mean, it's like
We talked about that too. It's really hard to get parts there. Like,
Some of my favorite freestyle pilots are from Japan.
what?
Well-known pilots like Jason FPV. Dude
Okay.
kills it. He's from Japan.
Why is that? You think
all right.
that it's hard for why is it strict for the import there or whatever?
Because a lot of the things aren't legal there.
Interesting.
They have a bunch of restriction on like what drone parts are legal. I couldn't tell you exactly what they are, but like he
So
was
probably
explaining.
their FCC said crossfire on these frequencies, these wattages are just not illegal. It's not legal. It's like their FCC restriction or whatever.
Silo, have a good night, brother.
Good night, brother. Be
Take
well.
care, bud.
Stay away from them fucking emus and them cassowaries.
So yeah, there's a little bit of trouble. Like he was able, I don't want to divulge too much about his
Sure.
whole side of the hobby or anything, but like, he does his thing, and I respect that a lot.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
But we ripped at this little thing, and then went back and hung out some more. It was an amazing couple days meeting a pilot from the other side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we
that's
didn't, I don't speak a whole bunch of Japanese. My Japanese might be as good as his English. His English is probably better actually than my Japanese.
That's what I told. He was hopefully going to stop by. He's going to stop by a show here. We're trying to work it out. It's the timing logistics are obviously challenging because it's, I don't know, noon there now or something like that. So, and it's Wednesday, Thursday. It's Thursday noon.
He's
there
probably working. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I told him. I told him if he could stop by today, cool. If not, cool. All of that. So, but we'll see. He still might. You never know. Figured he's maybe popping in the chat. He comes in from time to time. But
did you guys see my demibot?
Dude,
Oh,
did I ever?
yes,
I posted some pictures of it recently.
That is the
Oh.
sickest.
bring her up. Bring her up. Get her in focus.
I
Paint
can't.
job.
Here, I'm gonna have to get out of the shot or something.
Oh, look at that.
A little bit the other way. Yeah.
So
There we go.
nice.
There we go. There, hold it. Fuck yeah.
It's a premium ass tape job on that.
I-
So here,
How you liking the frame so far?
I haven't flown it yet. I'm still.
Building.
I was just doing some like final photos today. I've been like,
That's sick.
I'm like, I don't like the way this print looks, and I'll just like redo the whole print. And yeah, I've totally customed out all these prints, multicolored.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to put these print sets on the Thingiverse for people to download because I totally like customed out the top of that
That's awesome.
and
That looks sick.
the lens hood and shit.
Can you, does that have an ND slot or no?
There's an ND. No, there's no ND slot on this one.
It's going to be interesting to see all the.
Oh, but you know
the
what?
mini-
It doesn't need one because this is for the mini, and I'll just pop an ND front guy on there,
You're
like
just
the
gonna
camera
use-
butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use Jello guards. So
I'll replace the glass.
I'm going to be
that's all.
doing a new mini mount probably starting this week that will have a slot or some way of getting plates and ND plates in for Jello guards like what you get from Catalyst Machine Works or TBS.
Word.
Those you've probably seen the ones I use, right? The fucking all my mounts now they slide in on the side.
Yeah. I use that a lot. In my
Chris
frames.
just sent
In
me
fact,
his.
I just remixed that for my kin FPV. I use your little slide in thing a lot.
Oh fuck yeah! Oh yeah, you did a. Is that the one I sent you for the? Yeah. You remixed it with slots for angle, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this is slots for the kin.
Dope. So I'm gonna be doing something like that for my
Which
Cinewoops.
frame was that again?
That's the
That's
kin.
the kin AT6, the aluminum one.
Do you, by chance, have files for or the ability to print something for the Ayla frame?
Do you have the file?
I think that it's on the site.
I can do that.
That'd be sick because I need a GoPro mount for my Ayla, just kind of sitting on it. But I don't need to have my GoPro yet. But it shouldn't be
Yeah,
long,
what
but
colors do you want it?
Are you getting a mini? Or are you getting a fucking?
I'm gonna get a mini. Yeah. Fuck. What color is it? Let me just grab the frame because I don't know the name of the color.
Just grab the frame.
I'm excited. You know who else? You know who else has done some really good mini mounts is Bomba.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that color a lot. That's like ultramarine, I would call
Yeah,
that.
that's a
I
great
think
color.
No, I think it's Chaos Purple.
Chaos,
yeah, the
yeah, it's
Chaos
Chaos
Purple,
Purple.
okay.
Saint Smart.
Sweet.
The
Yeah, that's pretty.
I was gonna say Bomba's got some good mounts for a lot of the Armiton stuff and things of that nature. For minis, he's got some good mini mounts on his.
Is that the
Colts.
Truex one?
Yeah.
Or is that squashed or is that Truex?
It's a little squashed.
It looks
is it?
squashed.
It looks squashed.
Yeah, it looks a little
might
bit
be,
squashed.
yeah.
That's definitely squashed.
Yeah, now that I think
squash
of
is
it, yeah,
squash.
bangers are Truex.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Is it Demi?
This
This frame fucks. I love this frame.
Demi
I missed
squashed?
I had another one fully built, but it was the one I lost in the ocean, and Derek generously hooked me up with this one as a replacement.
That's awesome.
sick.
Is it Demi squashed? I could.
No, it's true.
It's true. Oh yeah.
I can't wait to.
I haven't taken. I
Like,
haven't
for
really
like
taken a
a-
hard look at that frame. To be fair, I saw your build. I hadn't really sat back and looked at it too much, to be honest.
I wonder if the
It's
O3
heavy.
would fit in this.
Is it?
Yeah.
The Bot Effects was heavy. Bandolera's heavy too. It's my favorite frame. So,
Bot
heavy-
effects
it's
wasn't too
heavier
bad. I
than-
think it was a happy medium.
Yeah, it's heavier than that.
you think it's heavier than the Bando?
The bot effects was pretty skinny in some parts. It had
Yeah,
nice weight.
it had
Yeah,
good
I
weight.
liked it. Yeah,
Bot
I liked the
effects,
weight.
yeah, it was a nice slim
Because
body.
the
That's
arms
what-
on this thing are also 6
similar
millimeter.
to this has a nice slim like profile in the middle.
Do you think
It's
that
not, like,
the
overly
Demibot is
wide.
heavier than a Bandolero, Matty?
No, I don't think it's heavier than a Bandolero.
Okay.
It probably goes bot, AFX,
Yeah, it's
Demibot,
confused.
Bandolero.
I've
Gotcha.
never
So in
broken
between
a
the two.
bot effects ever.
Yeah, the Bandolero, I don't think you'd have to really build a tank to get heavier than that.
If you
That fucking,
well
my
the
Bandolero
difference
was by
between the
far
6
heaviest
mil and
quad I owned.
the 4 mil arms and the 6 mil arms on the Bandolero makes a big difference as well. And then obviously if you build a goddamn 10-inch with 10 millimeter,
Thing on there?
it's fucking totally different. But
Yeah, it just looks like a fat bitch compared to other frames. Like, look at this thing.
the Bandolero holds its weight
Bandolero.
well.
Like, Jesus.
It's huge, right?
Yeah, it's like it's like almost 2 of these. I can't fucking line it up.
Is
Yeah,
your Bando
you could almost
slam? Is your
fit the
Bando
other one
slammed
inside
though?
of that one.
Yeah.
Is your Bandolero slammed, or you have an air unit or something in there?
I have an air unit in mine.
See, mine is fucking this
Slammed.
tall.
It's tall as hell.
I've
Yeah,
got like
it's
8
20
millimeter
millimeters, right?
standoffs on my Bandolero. It's
I have
fucking
another Bandolero that's not built.
slammed as shit.
Yeah, I like
that's
how
not,
yours just
that's
slammed.
not a.
Both of them. My
I like
the
slammed
6 inch,
Bando, but it's hard for
I have
for
one
builds
that's
with
slammed.
foreign ones.
the 6, even my 10-inch is kind of slammed. I went lower than others. I try to keep it as low as I could.
Lower than 10?
The 10-inch is lower. Mine's as slammed as I could get it.
Yeah. Okay.
I tweaked the files and I tweaked the standoffs on mine, but I'd actually may even take it down a little bit more if I could. I love that is the worst part about all this digital shit is slam builds are going. You're not going to see those designs,
No.
and that sucks
true.
because fucking slam builds are. I fucking love them, man. I love the way that the CG sits.
If you use
on those.
individual ESCs with a slam build, it's nice.
Yeah.
Or if
Yeah,
it's
and you can get it down to just like the flight controller.
yeah. Well, I mean that's my 6-inch Bandolero is a Helio AIL. AIO, so I didn't even need a PDB.
FETEC 35 amp all-in-one that I could put on my slammed Bandolero. I gotta
Damn.
think of that.
That's a great idea.
You'd definitely be able to slam it down with that. But that is really, man, that's one thing that I keep, every time I see an air unit, I go, oh. Slam builds, everybody's fucking quads are going to be this tall. They're going to be
Especially
fucking,
if you use the old school air unit. At least like
fucking
the
ginormous.
Vista units, these things are pretty tiny. You could probably fit this in
You're not going to fit in a slam build.
slightly higher than slam build.
I mean, you could get, because you go old school with the fucking, the 5G Unify. Even the fucking Unify Pro 32 isn't that tall. It's like fucking a third as tall as a Vista. You can
Yeah,
slam.
it's tiny also.
That's like this.
I don't have my 6-inch out here. It's in the bag.
That's a Unify. This is
Yeah,
a
that's the
fucking
HP.
Vista.
32.
Do you know what I learned this week about the air unit though? On the original air unit, you can use cross polarization with your goggles and the air unit. Did you know that?
Use a left and a right and fucking have.
You can use one left, run right, and then in
Mix 'em.
X's you go left, right, left, right.
Interesting.
There's a really interesting thing that Blunny was talking about last night too. Is that a lot of people are running around saying that the new O3s are 2-watt, but the way the math works out, it looks like they're actually including the gain from the antenna and the way the MIPO gain circuitry works. So the bottom line is it's still 700, and the O3s are actually still 700, but from what everybody can actually tell, until we get a little bit more people with fucking scanners on them and shit, we won't know 100%. But the FCC actual rulings, it lists up to 2-watt, but the primary thing is 700. So just throwing that out there. That was an interesting tidbit of info I gleaned yesterday as well from watching that. 700 AU with a 9.
Yeah, he's saying his banger weighs almost 1,000 grams. With
Holy
like
shit!
Like, what the fuck is on that thing?
My banger does not weigh
He's
1,000
like,
grams.
1,000
strap rocks to
grams?
my quad.
What? You got a 4,500 milliamp pack on that bitch? What are you
It's
putting on
probably
there?
mostly
Seriously.
3D prints on the quad.
I mean, not for nothing. That's
It's
one.
more 3D print than quad now.
That's one area.
Yeah.
There's one area on a Bandolero or
Just bounces off
any of
everything.
those. If you use too much fucking if you use all the TPU that is available for them fuckers,
Like I'm gonna think. I
Jesus.
expect like this thing weighs close to 1,000 grams.
Oh yeah,
The Bandolero.
Bandolero. Oh yeah, as
With
soon
all
as you
this
have
TPU
full,
and
yeah,
all
full
up.
GoPro, yeah, that thing's
Yeah,
definitely
easy.
in the over 900.
And it feels like it too. Oh my god, dude, that thing eats my batteries, and it's funny. I'll get 2.5 minutes out of that quad.
What motors?
What, your
Blackbird
Bandolero?
2125 kV,
What size are they?
2207.
I just switched my 5-inch Bandolero to T Motor 2505's 1850 kV.
Oh, you got the Pacers?
and it rips.
I was talking to
I want to try those 2505s.
They are
I was
amazing.
talking to Kiku about
Thumbs up.
those motors.
Yeah, thumbs up.
I told her that she should bump them up to around 2000 kV to match.
I think they would be
match the vrooms.
They could, yeah, they could use a little bit more kV. I think they should probably release a 2000 kV version.
I
But
think they're going to, from what
I
she
don't-
was saying, that they're
Yeah,
she's going to upgrade the Pacers.
I would fucks with that.
Oh hell yeah! I have a set of the vrooms, the 2000 kV 2505.
But then say goodbye to your battery
nice.
even more.
Yeah,
dude.
that's the other side of it.
Not really. No. I kind of like the flight time. A little bit better than the fucking Blackbirds for sure, dude. These fucking things just straight eat my batteries. They
Spagoo
fly-
says
flies like a badass.
1380
Oh,
and a
yeah,
Hero
that's
10
10
is
minutes,
9
though.
No,
924.
I do
What I love about
Jesus
the
Christ.
2505s is like you can do any kind of dive or trick or inverted fucking yaw, flippy flop right like 10 feet above the ground and just pull out smooth. Like you didn't even fucking, like it just doesn't phase it. It's
Yeah,
so sick.
exactly. Which
That-
ones
it's
do you
that
have?
wide fucking
I have
stator.
the Vrooms, the Farouk motors.
Okay, you do have those. Do you like
Yeah.
that?
How
Fucking
much
love
those? How much
motors.
those
yeah.
Dogcom
They're fucking
1380s
expensive.
weigh? How much
They
those?
are, but they're
Yeah.
worth it. And they're pretty durable.
How much
A lot
those
of people
packs
have
weigh,
said they have
Spagoo?
desync issues though, but I don't know.
I did that piece of artwork for T Motor. I don't know if you guys saw that floating
did, yeah.
around. But
Yeah.
I got a 8-pack of those 2505s, and I had a couple of slat motors left from that I didn't destroy off of the first set I had of those, and they gave me 2 of those so I could even out that set for
Bruh,
that illustration.
I think I had the heaviest bandolero on the planet when I was rocking 2810s on the 6-inch. I think that thing weighed
Holy
900.
shit.
That
I've
thing
been
weighed like
trying to figure
900
out
pounds by the fucking
Motors to put on my 6-inch Bandolero. I have 2506s on there right now, and I don't think it's big enough. I'm gonna go for
Really?
2806 and a half. max. I'm gonna
2506 would be a little small. I mean, a lot of 5-inch.
Depends on what packs you.
Just general freestyle.
So on my 6-inch, I think I was running between 1600 and 2200. All right, so I was running a heavier pack on it too, and so with a heavy ass motor and heavy ass pack.
I need
But-
to put a bigger pack on it, and I think I need to up my motor size a little bit.
But if you go light packs and light motors, you can get away with a 6-inch and do a lighter bando, definitely. Because those motors you sent me, I put on the 6-inch. That's what's on there now.
What did I give you?
The fucking whatchamacallits. God damn it.
The
the whatchamacallits.
Conasties?
The
What
Conasties,
size
right.
stator are they?
We'd have to look it up. It's like a 20.
They're like 2507, I think.
Something like that, yeah. 2407, I think.
Yeah, 24.
24,
I think you're right.
yeah.
I think I needed something a little bit bigger than that. I think if they made like a 2705, that would be perfect for me, but they don't.
2810s are fucking ridiculous.
That's huge. No, that's like a 7-inch territory.
But
I'm
bro,
not putting that on my
nah,
6-inch.
but I tell you, like to what
Put that on a
28,
5-inch.
10?
to what Greg was
Are
saying
you
though,
kidding me?
to what Greg was talking about earlier with the, like with their dude, like I could just geek the quad in the air, let it fall to earth, and like when I just blip the
Yeah,
throttle,
you had a good one.
Yeah,
it-
you just flip the throttle. a
it
little
just
bit, it's like,
fucking
go.
stops, like it doesn't care. It just
Fucking love it.
it literally has so much power that you can dead stop and it's totally smooth. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, like I can
Crazy.
confidently do like really low altitude tricks and not worry about that the ground is going to come up and hit me because I'll have that control to be like whoop, right out of it.
Oh.
Whereas on my Bandolero, like I really gotta like be careful of my timing when I'm fucking like, below the 10-foot line.
The I've tried. So the first motors I put on my 6-inch Bandolero was a 2607.5. That's what I used, Matty, and it was great. That actually
sounds like a good size. Yeah.
They were the you remember ZMX, the silver and red motors. They were the Minotaurs, the ZMX Minotaurs. I wish they still made those fucking motors. The only reason why I
wish they did too.
The only reason why I'm not using them is because they don't, and I can't get. I have 3. I could rebuild the stator, I guess. You know what I mean? That's probably what I should do, is just rewrap a stator. But I blew the stator. I got stuck in a tree, and then Travis goes, "Here, try these 2810s on it." I'm like, okay. Because fucking Brother Hobby sent them to us to try out. So it was like, we fucking threw them on there, and it was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. I think that thing weighed like 1,200 grams or something all up. It was fucking crazy, man.
I mean, what did those motors weigh? 40 grams?
Dude, I added 100 grams of motor. I don't remember what it was, but that was the difference. It was 100 grams difference in motor overall. Like,
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a chunk of a quad. Like,
yeah, that's a lot.
I think they're like 54 grams a pop or something.
And just didn't give a shit.
I think what's a 2810? It's like 54 grams of pop. It's like 200 grams of motor, 200 and change, 220.
Yeah.
2810. Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark. It's fucking crazy. And it was like I said, it would fall like a rock when you dump throttle, but goddamn, it would fucking pick up like it didn't care.
Yeah. I can't wait to see how this thing goes, because I'm gonna put another set of Blackbird, fucking 2125 kV, but I'm gonna be putting this on there with the 03 unit, so it's gonna be a light as fuck quad compared to my heavy ass Bandolero. I wonder how it's gonna fly.
I just want to hear when you put that fucking 03 on something. I want to see how
do you think my reaction's gonna be?
I'm not venturing a guess at this point.
It fucking sucks.
I think it's gonna look good.
I think it's gonna be a use case for me for whether I think it's going to be worth it. I think for just going out in a regular day and just spanging out in a big field.
I think you'll be able to make a very fun quad. I think you'll be able to make a very fun quad.
Fucking A, I think that's what I'm looking forward to. Nice, fun, lightweight quad.
I mean, we'll see. I want to see where you end up with that whole thing. I think that most of the videos I've seen, at least a lot of the videos that look really good, are definitely heavily produced. And that's cool. You can definitely make it look good.
65 grams.
65 grams? So that's 230, 40, 240. Is that right? 240 up on the motors?
What's 65 grams?
Those 2810s. They're 65.
I'll be 2810. Jesus Christ. That's what I'm saying. That's 2 of my motors, man.
Dude, totally. The average motor should be about 28 to 30 some grams. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm looking for.
But on a 6-inch motor, I mean, honestly, like I would, like I said, 28
6-inch motor,
28 605 at like 1900. Not quite that high. Yeah, not that quite high. I think if you got a 28 Matty 2806, probably about 1600 on a 6-inch. That would be good. That would be good. That would definitely be
That's what I was thinking. There's some 1500s I might look
at. If you could get a 2706 or even a 2607 or 2608.
That's what I was thinking. 2704 or 5 would be great, I think.
I don't know if I'd want to go quite that low. But maybe.
2705 I think would be great.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, 2605. Yeah, 2705. If you find that motor, let me know, because I want to see it.
Yeah.
Anybody know?
Somebody make one.
There you go.
Well, the interesting thing is there's definitely a trend right now for fat stators, fat girls. I mean, like, you know, you're starting to see these 2505s. You're not quite as tall, but you're giving yourself a lot of oomph. You know, a lot of big bottom oomph. And I like that trend, actually. So it'll be interesting to see if that continues and if we see some more
I was
interesting
skeptical at first
things.
before I tried them, and then
We need to
got
sell.
those
You know,
motors on my quad and was
we got to
surprised.
sell the idea to Surge at Pyro Drone. He'll make them fuckers. He'll make some fucking pyro motors.
I messaged Serge and I was like, "Yo, are you gonna carry these motors? Because I love buying my shit from you, your store specifically." And he's like, "We have them on order." And this was like fucking 4 months ago.
Bro, he's amazing. That dude. So I wanted
I want those
I wanted them
motors
to
from
carry
him.
GMB. They didn't carry GMB at the time, and I'm like, dude, buy some of these GMB 2600s, and I'll buy a bunch of them off you, and I'm sure you'll sell them fuckers. And Serge, not only did he order them, but then a day or two later, he sent me a picture of the confirmation of the order, and then he checked in with me every time he got an update. And then when they arrived, he fucking messaged me personally, and fucking, I was like, dude, you're the fucking man, bro. Like, that's like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's why one of the reasons I like Pyro.
Yeah, Pyro's the shit. I love. That's why I ordered those batteries from the other day.
Quick ass shipping, good products, good product selection.
Since I only ordered
Right.
batteries, they're coming ground and they'll be here
We like to
Friday.
care.
Anytime I've had an issue, they've taken care of it immediately, whether it's, you know, a bad battery that I got in my fucking order or just an order that I wanted to cancel. They're just quick about it.
I had a fucking a TBS Pro 32 blow up right after I got it, and they swapped it out. He's like, just send us a picture of the drill thing in it. And I was talking to Mike Shea. He's like, don't even bother. And he's like, I don't care. I'm not gonna hold it. I just called Mike. I told Mike, I was like, dude, this thing blew up. This is what I did. He looked at it. He said, just put it in Pyro and I'll clear it. I was like, bet. But shout out to Mike Chin, the hardest working man in FPV. It gets no
He really
love,
is.
no love or support from anybody. All he gets is hate mail from people that are pissed off.
The hardest job.
And every time something doesn't go right for somebody, they blow up the fucking lounge about it and call him out. I would like, it's like the worst job in FPV.
It really is.
It's like, but he loves it, dude. Fucking shout out, fucking
Shout out Mike Chin.
Mike Chin.
Cheers.
So what do you got
Cheers
coming
to
up,
Mike
Matty?
Nothing. I just dropped YouTube's the other day, and that's actually getting some good traction. I don't know if you guys checked it out.
You want to? Can you bump that to the top of the playlist for me, Greg? Please.
Which video?
Matty's latest video.
Yes, I can.
Thank you, sir.
That is with the 2505s on the Bandolero.
What's the title for? I don't know. I think it's on here already.
FPV Freestyle Gem Fan T-Motor.
Let's get into that.
Yeah, those are the exact motors I was looking at. I wanted to buy them. The only reason I didn't was because Pyro only had them in red.
Yeah, they're calling them. It is red too, and they're calling it rose something.
It's
Metallic rose, but I get it, and it's like just like
it's dab
Straight, I wasn't a
time.
fan.
I was like, oh yeah, all right, that's
Yeah,
not
let's
rose at all.
check it out. 2505 T motors. Excuse me. What were you gonna say, Matty?
I don't know, something.
Something about the color.
Something about the color.
Oh yeah, the color. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the color, but I like the motors. If they made them in an actual pink, I'd be way more excited about the look of them. But I like the way they feel, so whatever. I'll fly them.
That.
Yeah, right on.
Let's check it out. Let me get this going. Video time.
Yeah, I'll jump all over the 2505 2000s if they put those out for Pacers.
Who else is making a 2505?
FPV Cycle makes a pretty decent set of 2505s.
Who all's using the RunCam links with those Wasp 120s? I see Spagoose talking about it. That's what I was thinking about getting maybe for the Cineloop. You like that thing?
The which?
The RunCam. It's the RunCam link with the Wasp 120 camera. The DJI.
Oh, I haven't used that one yet.
I want to try that. Because those Phoenix cameras are only 60, and that new Wasp one is 120.
Yeah, I want to try one.
Yeah, see those motors, you could just float right under that fucking bridge and you don't even really have to do much with the throttle, right?
Yeah. Whoops. Yeah, this is this community college up by me in Butler that they're building a couple new buildings in. It's just like at that peak part where like you can fly into the building and get to some nice parts, but like it's still got a lot of gaps and shit, and it won't be like that for like for very long, you know.
It'd be legend if you could fucking juicy flick through that little space between the top of that awning.
Yeah, that would be
Like,
legend.
That would be sick.
What the hell is he writing? The only downside you have to what? Speaker says he thinks it's the same as the DJI cam. The only downside is you have to
Spagoo's in firmware, that's his kryptonite.
Oh, update your Vista to. I'm guessing it says update your Vista to use it. What the hell did he type? Use your word. It's a tech.
Like, yo, this thing don't work. I guess the last thing he thought it was update.
Cadix is Cadix even making any DJI cams at all anymore? Since they're walk snail? Bro, how about that whole shithole show? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And then Greg's got walk snail coming too, right? So we're gonna get the double whammy review from Greg here soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna have an interesting one. My opinion on how well the VRX works on goggles that aren't exactly recommended for it, because I only have the regular HDOs, not the HDO2s. So I'll let you know if it's good or not.
Okay.
If it's trash, I'm just gonna sit on my big screen in my living room and put it on.
Plug it into that. Plug it into your HDR thing and just get a couple of fucking long cables to plug your antennas in and stick them out the window.
Yeah.
You'd be fat. Jesus Christ, is Spagoo having a seizure? What's going on? I can't read what the fuck he's saying.
He's illiterate.
Is that like the double negative of literate?
Yes.
So he is literate.
I don't have it. Am I having a? Is it a tumor? What is this?
What's going on, Sprayer?
What's up, Sprayer? Oh yeah, that's another piece of news. Yo, that DaVinci Resolve iPad update is looking pretty tasty. That's all I'm gonna say. There's iPad version for DaVinci Resolve coming out that has the cut and color pages, and it's working on the M1 iPad Pro as well as the new M2 iPad Pro, and it's pretty fat.
What is this?
This is a Red Bull plane versus Porsche.
Yeah, but was that a drone chasing a plane versus a Porsche?
Yeah.
That's like dangerous as shit. Don't fuck that up at all.
Yeah, could you imagine like getting sucked into the plane
Dude,
props?
watch what the plane does to this dude standing on the edge.
Holy
Wing down right over him.
shit! Holy shit!
Wow.
That's insane.
It is Red Bull.
I thought you were gonna tell me that was someone we know or something.
Was that shot? Do we
I
know
just
if that
thought
was
it
shot on the
dope, so I figured
11?
we'd open up with it.
There's no hype video needed for a product like this. But hey, let's test it out.
This is
This is the L3?
Yeah, this is this gentleman's O3 review.
He looks like a legitimate gentleman.
Legitimate gentleman, yes.
Like any good adventure,
let's
it
see what
starts
he
in
has to say.
Starbucks. We got a
I'm sure he shot this
next
footage too.
week ahead of us, and it's gonna be nuts. So stay tuned.
Somebody following him around the airport with his O3.
Before we can jump into all this fun, we first got to build out these trucks.
He labels
So
my
I approached
shots
some
at
of the
R and
best
R
builders in
O3.
my area, and found out it was pretty easy to swap out the old air unit for the new one. Right from the first look of the OS3, you can see that the lightweight, compact design will allow for longer flights and easier assembly into a variety of different frames. The installation and the binding process is
Bullshit.
relatively simple. After some soldering, wiring, and a bit of design, you're itching to burn some packs. But the real question is, how does it look? is it worth switching all my quads to this new system? The truth is, you could wait, but you'd be missing out. Let's go through that tight hill climb section, and I'm just gonna be right behind you. It's crazy how much range this thing has. It's nuts. Just impressed.
So much.
The reality is the new 1.7-inch sensor on a 4K onboard camera transmitting full HD low latency video to your new V3 goggles is truly unparalleled to any other
But he
system
calls
out
it the
there.
right name,
In
though.
simple
in my opinion.
terms, it's a Nevada on any FPV frame.
Definitely V3 goggles.
This tool takes the FPV experience to a whole new sphere, unlocking creative expression
Yeah,
and unleashing.
he sounds like a hype man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not really listening to much of what he's saying.
Yeah.
Just looking at the footage.
This guy's a shill for
Full
DJI,
goggles
for
or
sure.
analog
Oh, yeah.
to this new system is
Very
honestly
fair.
mind-blowing. Okay.
Well, the interesting thing too is
Anybody that fucking dropped a video
Now,
before
most
it
people would
releases a
say
show.
that stabilization coming from
Changed my mind.
like this could never
I mean, look
control
at this guy.
realism.
He's a model
I'd
or something.
suggest
Yeah. Prettiest man in FPV,
This is the prettiest guy in FPV. He's almost as pretty as Drew.
All of his gear is like iFlight binding flies. There's no fucking way.
He also mentioned how he brought his drone to the best builders in town.
Yeah.
He definitely doesn't build it.
In shooting ultra wide using rock steady, which has worked pretty well for getting some smooth shots.
So the plan is we want to film that waterfall, and this is the best
hate his
vantage
voice.
point. Our boy Brandon is gonna go out there. He
I
is
thought I
about
hated my voice.
800
I
meters
fucking-
away, falling down this range to the top of the waterfall. The real question is how good are these air units when it comes to just natural long range?
spoiler alert,
Now, we're
it's the
rocking
fucking
one
Avata.
DJI antenna that comes
So, I
with
mean-
the air unit, but I'm trusting the antenna is gonna hold.
That's the
up
only thing about
and
the
get a
hype side of
clean
this I
signal
don't
all the way
totally
through.
understand, because half these dudes are like, Avata, like some people are like, yeah, Avata was great, and some people are like, man, Avata, eh. And now everybody's like, oh, it's the air unit, it's amazing, like, what the fuck?
It's because it's not on.
So we
It's
just
not
wrapped
on a
up
fucking.
all
It's not on a
the
potato?
Plastic frame.
shoot. Brendan killed it. We got some awesome shots. Now we're gonna roll out and get off
I mean,
of this
that does
cliffside
look pretty
before this
cool,
rain
though.
comes.
Well, this is, but that's my
Like I said,
point,
I'm
like,
just looking at the shots of the video.
today people were shitting on the Osmo camera, and I'm like, but this is the same shit. It's all the same fuck. Like, if people are telling me the O3 looks great, but then shitting on the Osmo, I'm like, you realize what you're talking about, though, right? It's the same exact shit.
And everyone that flies out.
Of course, I mean, the optics are different. Or, look, the camera optics are different, right? But
How much can you
the rest of the tech is the same shit.
The image sensor and all
Yeah.
that shit.
It's all the same tech.
So DJI.
If anything, the
claims
Osmo is a better
80
sensor than this.
millisecond,
Bigger.
Up to 10-kilometer digital video transmission on the new air unit. And with
Still ain't no
moving back to
GoPro.
Hawaii, I knew I had to test out the long-range capabilities on some of the most impressive spines in the world.
We
I'll bring
need
it
to
back.
get set up before the tours arrive, and that means we need to hike all the way up there, get the FPV set up, do a long-range test, get everything dialed. Let's do it.
Check.
I would like to take this video though, like the videos, like the actual shots, and then show it to somebody
Being
that
able to
existed
experience
5
it
years
in a
ago,
whole new way.
like that just woke up from a
truly
coma,
Honestly.
and watch
Why
them
we do
shit
it.
themselves on how fucking far digital FPVs come.
I mean, what I think this is a really great step in the right direction. Like I said. Now, the other thing I'm going to point out too is like the lighting conditions, generally speaking, are all pretty optimal, and all the shots are cherry picked. So you know,
Aren't all shots cherry picked?
well, yes, ideally in an edit, yes, but I think what you're going to see when you see one pack rips and stuff, I think that's where you're going to really start seeing what else is going on.
Well, we have some of those in the playlist
What's up,
if you
y'all?
want to skip
Thanks
this
so much
video.
for watching the video.
'Cause we've seen enough.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed the content. Please hit
I think he's
that
about
like,
done
subscribe
anyways.
button, and it really
Yeah,
helps
it's-
so much.
Yeah,
Appreciate
Bubby's
it,
up next.
And on the next one.
So he'll give you some more freestyle aspect, like different lighting conditions.
Word.
Probably that you'd see more often.
I mean, when the Avada came out, Adrian from Gyroflow gave me some footage, and I was able to make it look great in Resolve. I mean, there's no question. Like, I was able to push it decently enough to get a nice image off of it, you know? And
spot because today we have a new toy. We have the
Yeah,
DJI O3
people with beanies are
But then, you know,
always to be trusted.
to be fair, when Steve sent me the first Hero 11 stuff in 10-bit, though, I was like, this is way better as far as what you can do.
Like I said, wandering the streets of Orlando.
It's just about how far you can push it before it breaks. That's all it is. You could push it
watching,
way further.
Overflow that Drew did.
I was watching an old Rotor Riot video the other day of them reviewing the Kinect's system.
Yeah.
Dude, damn. It really has come a long way with that. That was a little bit of a mess.
There's a bunch of office buildings.
Well, it was just early.
I'm carrying so much
Did you remember the goggles that they busted
Yeah,
out and showed?
I remember all
It
this.
fucking looked like
I
some
did back
straight
to
fucking
Daytona
VR
Beach
trooper
today.
shit.
And I'm also gonna keep the stuff with me while I fly. So.
Oh yeah, well, hey fellas, I'm gonna have to bounce.
Artie's on his way out. All right, Artie.
All right, brother.
Got all my stuff
Love
there.
boys.
Got
Y'all
some
take
nice
it
trees
easy
over
out
here. A
there.
nice building with some
Have a
like
great night, man.
dive
Hey,
channels that we
yes,
can dive in.
Hey.
So on here, I'm going to be shooting in 4K 60 FPS, ultra wide. No
The dude's
stabilization,
beanie means
ISO
he's
locked at
legit.
200, I believe. So one thing that's important is if you're going to be using the onboard FPV camera also as your HD camera, the camera size is very small. So
Yeah, I was saying that earlier. It starts. I love the fact that
push the camera forward so that you
I
don't
love the
get
fact that
any
DJI put 10-bit on the Osmo. I think that's amazing. I think that hopefully that will push GoPro to open up a few more modes on the 11 because I think that it's missing a couple that I know I personally really want. I want to see some more linear modes available in 10-bit,
Everything you're seeing is going on onboard DVR.
8.7 and such.
Just go ahead and get started.
So hopefully DJI doing that will help push GoPro to expand a bit more, not feature creep.
The chill flow.
The thing with the O3 is the D-Cine like is it's kind of like GoPro in regards it's not a real space as much as other stuff, other cameras.
I look at it as do some DVR recording on the V2 air unit and then do some recording on this. This is usable.
What I really
You're
want
not going to do a damn thing with V2 DVR recording.
What I really want to see is a GoPro set up properly, you know, ND, the whole nine, against this with its ND that you can use for it too, and set it up as close as you can, and fucking do an actual AB of an 11 on this rig, where you can punch both pieces of footage in and compare them.
I'll most likely do some sort of video like that. I'll strap a GoPro to my whatever quad I put this on.
Oh, Gravy Leg in the house. What's up? Damn, Artie just left. He's gonna be mad.
Gravy?
What's up, Gravy? How you doing, homie? Love you, man. We're in videos if you want to pop in and say hi. You got the invite. All I know is I'm pumped to start working with this 11 and really going crazy with what can be done.
What's wrong with the music? It's chill as fuck. This is probably something I would use in my video.
Not elevator music.
What's wrong with elevator music, bro? It's the best shit ever.
So the one thing I noticed, so Bubby threw a grade on this, obviously.
Yeah, he did. He does a little wipe in the beginning.
Yeah, the wipe. It's pretty slow, actually.
You lose the purpose.
Yeah, I already had to go.
Word.
To be fair, I would have liked to seen it without it, because just to see what is raw. The LUT or whatever he's using kind of fucks with the shadows a bit.
What up, gravy leg?
Yeah,
It
it's
definitely
all
gives
good.
me like slightly step up from like Heroes Session 5.
I'm not gonna lie,
Like,
I've never used the fucking DVR on an air unit. Have you? Like
yeah,
actually
once or
on
twice.
the air unit?
Awful.
Who is this flying?
This is
It's Bubby. I'm talking about on the unit, not in the fucking goggles. On the air unit,
Yeah,
an actual
I
air
have.
unit.
It's trash. Like 1080p footage? Yeah. I mean, it's better than analog DVR. Way better. Probably
I've just
posted
never
without
used
being
it
totally
personally, so I
embarrassed.
just don't know.
But no, like, I mean, it's night and day difference between B2 recording on an air unit and this. Like, if this is what I had for the day, I would be more than happy.
Yeah, so I just wanted to-
Well, again, they're doing
freestyle
H.2.6.
session
They're
anyway.
doing H.265, so it's gonna be the way the compression works is different.
Will you be using it as your full-time HD camera? Let me know. Drop a comment down below. Make sure to check out the
But just like fucking the regular B2 system, I'll probably only have one quad running it, and the rest of my quads will be all analog.
Oh yeah, this guy answered me. He was not using ND on this.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Like, how does it look like it is then? He must have.
He
done
must
it.
have
I
pushed
dropped
it.
The exposure a little bit.
Yeah, he had to have done something. Because this, and again, the other side of this is 100% all in bright sun. With I think this is like the one spot right there where he goes through the shadows a bit.
That was dope.
Kinda, yeah.
Pete McKinnon LUT, yeah, right.
Am I the only one that actually digs props in view?
I like it.
I don't know why. It doesn't bother me.
Like so with
Everyone's complaining about
there was
it.
hella banding. I don't know if you just saw that when he just did that flip and look at the sky. It looks like a fucking. There was hella banding up there.
Oh yeah, you could see it.
It was fucking like. Yeah, he pushed it for sure because the banding's really obvious at points.
That's just something cameras do.
That's
Rare.
8-bit, is what that is exactly. It's 8-bit, especially the more you saturate an image at low bit depth, the more banding becomes obvious. Like that's the interesting thing about with the Hero 11, you can make the whole sky fucking pink, and you would not see artifacting from it if it was shot in 10-bit.
I mean,
Like-
if you know what you're doing, you can pull that out of a GoPro now.
You can, but you'll see banding. Depending on, I'm talking about like crazy amounts of pink, like not like the gradient is way different. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So especially when
Yeah, I haven't really messed with it yet. I'm excited to.
it's very easy to do a lot of times, like if you're just doing like a hard color with no gradation at all in that color itself, there's no tonal range at all, you can push a single color more easily than a gradient. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, for example, you know, as you get closer to the sun, or the sun becomes in the shot, the pink is going to get lighter, so therefore it makes a natural gradient.
Jesus.
And that's really where you'll start seeing banding, when you really push saturation hard on 8-bit versus 10, or yeah, 10-bit or higher even. You know what I mean? It's like the difference from that really bright pink, bright pink, you'll see a step where you'll actually see a line in the sky. You'll see a band, and then it will step again, and then you'll see a band, and then it'll step again. But with 10-bit footage, that becomes a smooth gradient.
Yeah, that's sweet.
It's like the fucking red Komodos they end up being 16-bit. Like red and black magic cameras and all those cameras, they're like 13 to 16-bit. 12 to 16. So when you get the lifter going and start flying something,
what is it exactly?
you'll really start seeing it.
You strip it down.
Yeah.
And what you're going to take out is that small little camera, and that's what you get. 4K, 60 frames per second, 1/1/7 inch sensor, which is pretty big for such a small camera. And you also have that big wide 155 field of view. And that's just going to open opportunities, because you don't have to necessarily now buy an action camera to get.
It looks like he works for the CIA.
I was gonna say KGB.
That makes you craft
That too.
and also more efficient.
Probably both.
Let's talk about the video transmission of the new 03.
You know, double agent and
what
all.
we are most interested in. Now out of the 03, we get 30 milliseconds. We have up to 50 megabits bit rate, which we had before and proved to be amazing. We get up to 10 kilometers in the FCC mode. And through the goggles now we can enjoy 1080p 100 hertz, so the image quality, I tested it, it's just absolutely amazing.
Footage is greater than flips.
It's so much better than on the old air unit. Then also now we have 33 dBm, and that's 2 watts, so we have double the output power compared to the old air unit.
Let's skip this shit. Does he fly anymore? I'm out. Let's go. They're talking. They're talking.
Skip those.
All right.
Skip to other people's
Next video.
videos.
Who we got? Risco. Oh, oh, no! Stop glitching. What the fuck? Buffering. Oh, what's going on?
Shout out Risco.
Sorry, Risco. I don't know what's going on.
Oh.
Maybe having the interwebs going crazy. He's like, boo.
That actually wasn't lag, it was built into the video. To throw you off.
I'll muff your screen.
Why is my screen muffed? My full sleep. What'd you do? Fucking crank the fucking bits per second to a bajillion?
No, he actually knows how to lag in real life.
It's 120 FPS, rendered at down to 60, but 1,000,000 bits per second. So it's all the frames and all the bits.
This is a sick spot, Risco.
Risco was playing with Labs firmware the other day for his session. I think he was trying to get his session going. Is that what you're doing it on, Risco? The session? It's your grade school? That's awesome. I need to break my session
school,
up.
bro? Yeah, dude.
With an interval of 10.
No wonder you turned out like this.
Bro, I'm excited for the code shit for the mini, dude. I couldn't imagine you having a mini and not using the code shit. Like, honestly.
Got some Hero 11 mini at night footage.
Who's this?
This is Bannister Post.
Alright. I'm not familiar.
He's in the chat.
Oh, he's in the chat.
To his
Yeah,
channel.
Bannister's in the chat.
Yeah, I did see his name. What's up, Bannister Post?
Dude, I need a night spot like this.
Yeah,
Holy
this
shit.
is sick.
You have obstacles. Oh, I kill for obstacles in my night spot. I get to like the random bush, and I'm lucky if a truck gets parked around there.
Yeah, I'm dying for a parking garage like this.
Oh,
Somewhere.
just rip through there at like fucking Mach 1. Juicy flick out.
Yeah, this spot's sick. Nice find.
I remember I blew a hole through the fucking top of one of those cart corrals while I was at work. COVID had just started, and we had the option of being at the store, but nobody was coming. So like it was pretty much just curbside pickup. So I sat there. I'm like, I'm gonna fly my drone. Decided to fly my drone in the parking lot. I tried to do a power loop through the fucking cart corral. Just blew a hole straight through the top of it.
Man, this looks really good. Bannister Post, if you're in the... Oh, hey. Bannister Post, what is the settings on your GoPro 11 right now? This
Is this the
really
11?
good. That's what it said in the beginning.
Is this the IKEA around here? I'll shit myself if this is around here. Where are you at, Bannister?
Where you at?
Shit, is the IKEA that's around here like this? Because if it is, I'm going flying there tomorrow night.
Yeah, you guys should hook up and fly.
It'd be a dream come true if Gravy Light came out and flew with me.
Right?
I'm just saying. It would be really awesome.
Yeah, that was sick.
If you
Nice
shoot
job.
for 30 minutes, an interval of 10 for a time lapse.
I'm gonna have to go check that out.
An interval of 10 what? 10 frames a minute? Every 10 seconds? Every 10... interval of what 10? What interval? I actually just did a big... I had to do the math for one the other day for a friend. It was like a 20-hour print at like every so many seconds, but it had to end up being 15 seconds long. It was a crazy math one. And also, what FPS? So if you're shooting, I don't know. Can we do math? I don't know if I can do math right now. Seriously. So if you're shooting 60 frames a second, right? You can have an interval of how many frames a minute or frames a second that you're actually capturing. You could do an interval of minutes too. So you have to do all the fucking math. You have to figure out you have 60 frames a second, 60 seconds in a minute. So what's that? 3600 or whatever the hell it ends up being. You know what I mean? And then fucking then however many minutes in an
That's good
hour.
you guys are all right. That fucking sucks, dude.
What happened?
His car got T-boned.
Ooh, Gravies? Ah, fuck, dude. I'm sorry.
I had no idea.
Bro, actually, there's a site, Spagoo. Let me see if I can get you the link. I'll put it in, here. I'm gonna send you something you can use. I'll send it to you on Discord. Let me just find the fucker. Oh, shit. Where did I send that? Oh, I know where. God damn it.
I don't know, my brain FPV fucking quad ain't fucking running.
There's actually an app store for this shit too. I could put.
I didn't even want to figure it out. I just threw it in the fucking trunk and just left.
Actually, I'll put it in the time lapse. There you go. You check that out. Maybe that'll help. They actually have an app for the App Store too.
Hey Gravy, what town is that IKEA in?
I'd have to actually go back and look. So if you shot, what was the original? If you're shooting 30p, at what? I could probably do the math.
Let me see how far away that is.
Oh, 30 minutes. So like on my Black Magic camera, I can shoot at an interval of like, you can shoot at like an interval of like 1 frame every 10 frames. So if you're shooting 30 frames a second, you would record 3 frames a second, right?
That's not too far.
Or you can shoot, or I can do an interview of like 1 frame every minute. So you can, it all depends on what interval you actually want to shoot at, but you have to base it off of whatever actual frame rate you're using. So if you're shooting, like I said, 1 every 10 at 30, that's 3 frames per second. But if you're shooting 60, it's 6 frames per second. Okay? And then you do the math for how long you're shooting, and that will tell you how many frames you're actually capturing. But with that information, you can adjust it to fucking, if you want your video to be a minute long, but you're shooting 30 minutes, you can figure out what your interval needs to be to make that work. If that all makes sense. It's a pain in the ass. I did the math literally I was like half awake. My friend hit me up. He's like, I'm shooting this long and I need it to be 15 seconds or whatever. And I was like, what does my interval need to be? And I'm like, fuck. Yeah, so if you want a 1 minute clip out of a 30-minute shoot at 30 frames a second, you shoot 1 frame every second it's 1800 frames, and it'd be about 28 gigs if you're shooting at 16 megapixel. That's what the calculator will give you. I want to do some hyperlapse shit. Bulb shooting is when you're just holding the shutter open. That's really good for when you're doing like streak or light painting. You use bulb mode. Or if you're doing an exposure of the moon and you have a tracker that keeps it, you know, you can do a bulb exposure of the moon and shoot for a long time and get a lot of light in there. Bulb mode. Bulbous FPV. I got a little prickly heat in my bulbous crotch region. Actually, Risco might remember. You remember the church lady on Saturday Night Live? Does anybody remember the church lady from Saturday Night Live? It's old school. Rocky Bulbous. Fucking, there was one where she's like, she kept asking the guys, like, yo, who told you to do that? Satan? And she's like, what happened? You got a little prickly heat in your old bulbous crotch region? I was like, what? So every time I see bulbous, that comes to mind. I always remember that.
That's good.
Bulbous crotch region. Isn't that special? Ah, well. Good times.
Hell yeah, what is release a chill video?
Yeah, I'm actually excited to see what Israel's been getting into the cinematic stuff. That reminds me. You guys see the new Nirvana? Have you guys seen the new Fly Sky radio?
Is there one?
Fly Sky I'm so fucking excited. I'm losing it. Fly Sky has redone the Nirvana with Edge TX, and it's called Elysium. And it's fucking beautiful. It was like purple. It's fucking awesome looking. I'm like so fucking excited, dude. I love my Nirvana. It's like, this could be I may have to get one. I may have to sell my X9D finally and just get that. Now I'll run Edge TX. It looks really good. And if they fixed all the things that the original Nirvana had, like some of the power problems that people modded them and stuff to fix, you can fix them, no problem. It's just a bit of work. Bottom line, as long as they fix those issues on this new radio, I'm definitely switching into my primary, and I'll keep the old Nirvana as a backup, just in case something happens.
Right on.
I keep 2 radios because if I ever have to do a gig, I want to be able to take 2 radios. I want to have a spare. And then that way, if something happens, I can flip and have another radio, just have it around. So I have an old flight bag that has, right now it has a pair of HD Or no, God, it has the original fucking HD2s in it right now, and a fucking X9D. It's like my ride-along kit in case I want a friend to go fly and to, you know, want to hand them a radio and a fucking, you know. But it's also good to have a spare if you're doing a shoot. Can I put a JR bay on it? Yes, it has a JR bay. I literally just saw that radio right as I was getting ready for the show tonight, and I was like, what? I forgot to mention it. Let's see if I can find a... fucking UAV Tech did something about it today. Did a review and a Q&A.
This is dope.
Is Robert ill?
Yo, check out I dropped the link in the chat. Check out this fucking radio. It's coming.
Risco linked it in the chat, I think.
Risco already did?
I believe so.
Yeah.
He did.
Oh yeah, he did.
Oh, that's nice.
Bro, that radio is fucking bomb.
Bro, it looks like you could throw that thing and it'll come back to you.
It's their Nirvana, dude. It's a Nirvana. It's just fucking beautiful and fucking updated, and I fucking love it. I think I'm very, very excited about this.
I like that. It's nice. Interesting.
The best thing about a Nirvana is it's got 4 switches underneath that point. They're underneath and they point backwards, and there's almost no way you can accidentally hit them. But what by the way the radio's designed.
I like the fact that it looks like it feels like a full-size controller in your hands, but at the same time you can grip it like a gamepad.
I fucking love. I've been very happy with my Nirvana. Like.
Is that F-Core FPV? I know a really good trick to learn how to turn right more often. If you go in your radio settings and you reverse the which roll does which, you'll start turning the other way a lot more often.
I have the exact opposite. I turn right all the time.
I have the same problem. I'm like Risco. I turn left mostly. I have to every flight tell myself, all right, do it to the right, do it to the right. Otherwise, I'll just get into a flow, and then like I'll watch my video later, and I'll be like, wow, I just counted like 46 left-handed flips in a row.
Is it multiple receivers? What the fuck? Oh, okay. Yeah, so the biggest problem with the Nirvana is it had the power management module was not the best, and so a lot of guys modded them. So when you were using like a full-size Crossfire module, you had the ability to basically overcurrent the radio, and it would just shut off if you're running like 2 watt or something. It couldn't handle it. So they've upgraded it on this new one to fix that shit. And that's what the mods are. And they fucking put CNC gimbals on that bitch, which is fucking stellar. That's awesome.
Yeah, it looks dope. The red's a no from me, but
put the skin on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can skin it easy enough. I don't mind the red. I like red and black. I want to see it in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I liked the Nirvana because it was just black.
Yeah, I like that.
And purple. You know what I could do? You know what would be interesting, actually, is just get a black Nirvana shell and just swap it. You know what I mean? Just take the fucking red off if you don't like it.
I wonder if it's the same shape, though.
Right, yeah, if you look at the bottom of the link, there's a comparison chart that shows you the differences. And it has a picture of each radio and talks about every difference. The CNC fucking gimbals are they you could buy CNC gimbals for Nirvana and change them out if you wanted, but
wow, this spot looks dope.
Yeah.
Hey man, the QX7's a fine radio, bro. I fucking like I said, I had X9D. My X9D still works. I've done some work to it, and I changed out the antenna and did a few things. But it's a great radio. I have no problem with it. It's got the nice fucking gimbals and all that bullshit. I just love the fucking Nirvana form factor and the way the switches are laid out. Just so much more. And there's no switches on the fucking top end of the radio, so you can't break them off like you do on a fucking X9D or something.
Yeah, I like that.
That's the biggest thing for me. Like, and I've bumped those switches before and other shit. Yes, you can still bump the ones in the front face, but every time I've ever knocked my X9D off the fucking table or something, or knocked it over, I always broke the switches on the top of the radio. Every fucking time. Like, just because they're in a bad spot, you know?
Yeah,
so
they
like,
are. They totally are. You can just drill a hole in the...
Yeah, you could. Yeah. You could relocate them, I reckon. But like I said, with the Nirvana, the way they put those 4 switches, they took all those switches and they put them underneath and behind the trigger guards, so you can't. When you set the radio down, you don't trigger them, and like it was really hard to fucking accidentally hit. So I use one of those as my pre-arm. One of the momentaries down there, I use it as my pre-arm, and then I use a switch on top for the master arm. So that way, there's no way I could accidentally arm the quad.
Yeah.
I love that about it, because when I got into the big quads, I just didn't want to run the risk, so I started using pre-arm. And now I just use pre-arm on pretty much everything.
Who's flying this spot?
This is RC fan.
Okay.
Was I think Chill Pad on Discord. Dude's a ripper. Always puts out good stuff.
Yeah, that spot is dope.
I'll tell you the other radio that I do like. Have you guys? What do you think about the Zorro?
I don't mind that. Yeah.
I like the name.
Well, it's just it's like it's kind of like a Tango with a screen up top with a bigger screen up top.
Screen on it, yeah.
But it has kind of that Nirvana as I like the form factor of those radios, but they're just too small for my taste, and I don't really like the switches, the way the switches are set up. It's just me. I like the radios though overall. I love the Tango way better than the whatever the X-Lite that FR Sky put out. Oh my god, I hated that thing. That thing was terrible.
I have one that's like the Zorro, but it's a different ELRS one, but I like it.
Well, that Pyro Drone edition is sick. The Pyro Drone edition is really nice. Really nice. And they have a 4-in-1 that does Express LRS. I don't remember what all the protocols were. Super Deluxe.
What up, Super Deluxe?
But I always said until a radio comes out that really, it's just, I have to, you know, it just works. Like I always said, if my Nirvana broke, I'd buy a new one. And then lo and behold, they release a new version. I'm like, oh, that might be a sign that in the future that needs to happen. You know, like that could be my next move is just get an updated Nirvana, because I love that radio. The ability to swap batteries and the radio not shut off is fucking ridiculous.
That guy's got a red.
I like how the dog lets him chase him. That's cool. Most dogs want to just chase the drone. Nice little spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get a
nice scenery
fucking.
and then the woods inside. Love spots like that. That's like the perfect fucking spot. Fucking tree spot next to fucking some eye candy. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's the.
Yeah, that is dope. I like this guy's flying style.
Yeah, this is a blackbird.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no wonder then.
Yeah.
We're finishing it off with some Johnny.
Got Johnny tonight?
Yeah.
It's cool.
They released that
Holy shit.
the full take of this fucking car video he did. It's dope. Nice. I'm probably gonna do that sometime this week whenever I get my area in it.
free fly. That's a camera I really want to play with, man. It's a fucking free fly. Get that crazy 1400 frame per second slow motion, dude. Shit is crazy.
Yeah, Dragoneers, that's what it said, Scott. Speed.
Speaking of GoPro, $1 Million Challenge starts in the spring or whatever, so submissions, I think they said beginning of next year. Think we'll see Drone Co. take it again? I hope so.
That'd be awesome.
I saw it today though when I was looking at at GoPro crap. They said they announced it was going to be the beginning of next year. They'd start taking submissions and started releasing the terms or the terms and the requirements. Fucking bananas. One of these days. What's our random video of the night? Oh, it's 44 minutes of what? Oh my god, this looks cool, but it's not 45 minutes of it. What the hell is this?
It looks exciting.
Dude, what the hell is this?
These dudes are about to rip.
Alright, we gotta watch the first minute. It's a 60 horsepower Mercedes. Alright.
I do have an 11 Mini, yes, Mr. Super Deluxe.
Left 6.
I just got mine.
Meters, 45 seconds.
What the hell?
I haven't really looked at much footage from it. I've done some recording off it. I'll let you know soon.
This is how it would have been, apart from the full face helmets. In other words, a riding mechanic, the driver working hard behind the wheel. Forget seatbelts, forget.
I'm super excited about the fucking 11. I haven't been excited about a GoPro in fucking forever, and I'm super excited about the 11.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
This is hilarious. So is this like vintage car lap times? Like,
they're going like 20 miles an hour.
It's a 60 horsepower motor,
feel
bro.
Like they're going 100 though.
Bro, that thing is rickety as fuck. Look, it was a chain
It's
driven.
made out of like iron.
At least if it, like you're gonna crash, you could just jump off.
It's been.
Yeah.
The dude in
probably
the
weighs
passenger
like
seat
9
looks like he's
tons.
ready to dish at any moment.
It's like hot laps. See who's get the fastest lap with whatever they got. What the hell, though? I'm intrigued. We'll have to watch this later. Some wheels, though. That's right. I'm surprised those sons of bitches stick on there. These are like original Mercedes. Look at that fucking thing. It was in the war.
This guy's serious.
This guy is serious, but there's only one guy in the car. He's got less weight. It's an Aston Martin? Holy shit. He's like past the Funyuns, bro. All right.
7 seconds faster at the intermediate.
What the hell
Of course
is
he's
this?
7 seconds faster. The thing clearly built faster.
It's actually a pretty.
Deluxe said past the Funyuns.
Every week there's a random something plays after the playlist, and 80% of the time it's Bardwell.
Faster, that puts Robert Blakemore quickest thus far.
Oh, look at that fucker.
With a beautiful Ferrari 166 Barchetta.
She hasn't missed a festival of speed. She was the first car
Tonight it's not
This competition seems very.
It doesn't make sense at all, really. It's just, yeah, like, what's going on? He's got a
So I'm
Ferrari.
gonna bring my vintage Ferrari out.
I brought up my Ford Model T, and now I got a Ferrari. It's like, what the fuck?
Ferrari versus a Model T. Let's go.
Everybody else is like, come on, guy.
It's a much later car, so you can anticipate the times to drop. Sally Mason steering.
That's
Punch in
funny.
the face. Told you not to
I
bring
mean,
that Ferrari.
I'm not
this
gonna
time,
lie.
Bob.
I would totally rock that car, though.
Dude, that's like James Bond's car right there.
I like that Aston Martin.
Alexander Boswell really puffing away. Has been all weekend in the Delage. It's been a delight to
All right, it's late. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
All right, man.
Let me fucking shut this craziness off. Oh, holy shit. All right. I can drop this link in the chat if anybody cares to continue watching. Here, let me stop this. Stop! What the hell is it, though? I just want to know what it is. Oh, it's the full 2021 timed shootout Goodwood Festival of Speed. The fastest hour of the entire Goodwood Festival of Speed. Interesting. Did not know. Oh, chat's up. Matty Bluntz, it's good to see you, man.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for coming, dude.
I didn't expect us to go this late. We've actually been really good at cutting off right about midnight, and tonight we just went for it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know when you guys have print labs on the thing.
yeah, we'll try to have to coordinate that and get that figured out a little better. I don't know. I thought, yeah.
We'll make it. We'll make it.
Yeah,
happen.
we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. I mean, you know, we're definitely not opposed to something that we could try to maybe figure out too is we've done shows like not on Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like when we did like the Kiss show, we did that on Saturday because those guys are in Germany, and to make it work time wise, we figured it out. Japan's a little crazier because
Couldn't
it's
we
12
also
hours.
just like record one and play it on Wednesdays? I know some like streams that do that kind of shit.
Loses its spontaneity, but yes. we could do a segment.
Yeah, or yeah, exactly. We could pre-record a segment.
Yeah, we could do a segment. That'd be cool. All right, folks. Well, get out and make cool shit. Is Super Deluxe? Did you get an 11, or was he asking about it? I didn't.
He's asking about it. Yeah, I think he's gonna get one. Get one, Super Deluxe. You're gonna be in the team. Yeah, join the crew.
I literally showed mine off earlier. It was literally an unboxing session for the.
Yeah, rewind a little bit.
Yeah, you can watch me unbox it later. Earlier in the show, I showed it off.
Did you take all the mounts and shit off of it? Oh, you already left all the money.
Huh? Me?
Yeah, you can.
I just
unscrew
opened
those
it.
mounts.
Yeah, no, yeah, I just opened it. Literally, I took it out today
He's got a
and
mini
charged it, and then put it back in the box exactly what it was, so I could show everybody what you get when you get one. I do like the fact that GoPro's actually giving you a case. Like, what's up with that, bro? Where'd that come from? GoPro actually gives away a
They
case.
gave you a case?
Yeah, a fucking case. This is what it comes in.
Oh, they started that on the 9.
Oh yeah,
They did?
they've been giving you those.
I did.
like fucking
I have
I have like
those
12
things.
of that.
bro. I'm telling you. Well, that's good. Those are great because throw film crap in it when you get camera shit.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm geeking. I actually bought a new cinema bag where I could take my whole cinema camera and put it in the bag in one piece without having to break it down. I'm pretty excited.
Hell yeah.
I'm organizing my shit.
All right, folks.
All right, guys, make cool shit.
You too.
You guys get the new DJI whiz bangs and stuff. Let us know what you think. I'm excited. Some good shit happening.
Peace out, y'all. Much love.
We love y'all.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
I could do a fucking split. could do a fucking split at about a million times. I could do a fucking split at you pop up, hop back, and then roll, then you, that is split at. Fucking split at. I could do a fucking split at you pop up, hop back, and then roll.
I mean,
pop it. You roll.
I don't buy into
then
whatever
you go
fucking
in
bullshit you're saying.
to the shit. Powerly, blind, powerly, I could do a fucking split at. Roll, then you, that is split at. Fucking split at. I could do a fucking split at. You pop up, hop back, and then roll.
I mean,
pop it.
That's pretty much the only trick that I know.
Sword of Omens, give me sight beyond sight.